talked about the team points. It's been going all season. Those points have never reset. And while it looks like it could be closed up tonight, I think we still have a fight on our hands.
Yep. We'll see if we can get those standings here up on the display for you. But for the team points, it is 80 points back to Redux from TMR. It's kind of been those two all season. South Shore dropping back about 6-7 points behind Redux, and then it's RK, Binks, Winkin, Woodsmen, and Do Good, the last of the full-time teams here. For the playoff points for the drivers, a little bit closer. It's 4 points between first and second, James Miller and Daniel Gore, going into tonight's event, which is pretty much the opposite of what we had last season. It was Daniel Gore leading James Miller into the last season. And of course, last season we saw Daniel Gore get the championship. So he's looking for 2 in a row. James Miller, he's looking for his first. Dark horse there in third position, Ray Bracey. He is 2 behind Daniel. Look for him to be strong tonight. He's been kind of quiet all season, but has been really consistent. And that's kind of why he's up there in the top 4. And then Tommy Cap up there in P4. He's a couple points back, so he's going to need a big run on his part and maybe some luck for the other 3 of the misfortunate kind to have a legit shot at it. But we'll see how it goes, because we know anything can happen, and it most usually does.
So actually, before anything else happens, I do want to apologize to Ty, because may have had everything muted when we started it. So you know what, Ty, why don't you go ahead and give us that opening statement, that epic opening statement up one more time, please. Why don't you go on ahead and do that? Hold on. Apparently it didn't go through again. I am a comedy of errors. Yeah, Ty, hit me up a third time. Come on, bud.
Music City, a town where names are made and dues, they're paid. You work and you claw your way to get here. Where one lucky break, one opportunity changes everything. For 4 drivers tonight, it reigns true more than ever. 4 drivers, 2 races, 1 championship. This is the 2025A OSCA season finale from Nashville.
Thank you so much, Ty. Third time's the charm.
All right, and we are wrapping up practice here. We got about 10 minutes left in practice. A little bit of a longer pre-race for us tonight. We wanted to make sure that we really put a focal point on these 4 guys that are fighting for the championship, as you see on your screen right now. Ray Bracey, somebody who I think has a pretty good shot tonight, but we're going to start from the bottom, work our way up. And we also want to, I feel like we talked about these guys a lot, Cam, but we haven't really been able to give them, the full justice of, where they're from and their personality. And we also got them to give some words to some people that they wanted to thank before tonight. So starting with Tom. Tom is from Holbrook Island, Long Island, New York, sorry. He is coming to the championship in the 4th spot. He's got 2,509 points, racked up 4 top 5s, 14 top 10s, and he won at Eldora earlier this season. Tom, when I spoke to him, he said it's been a dream season so far. He appreciates everybody at Team R for believing in him. He wants to thank Vic for giving him a place to race every Thursday, and I think that, from a seasonal standpoint of Tom, he's been consistent. He's been there. He's definitely been on the uptick. I think his last couple seasons have shown that. I think he swept Knoxville a couple seasons ago, but what a storybook season it would be for Tom tonight.
Yeah, and he's kind of gotten hot pretty late in the season. So one of the things we see in other sports, where if you get hot at the right time, you can make an impact. And he was able to survive the chaos of last week's events and get himself into this Final 4 and have a shot at it. A bit of an outside shot, kind of looking at it from the outside looking in, but it is a shot nonetheless. So I was talking to him before the race tonight. He said he's going to give it all he has, and whatever happens, happens. But he was happy to have his best points finish of his OSCA career locked up coming into tonight. So Look for a good run for that 21. He's going to need a little bit of bad luck from the other three, I think, to have a shot at taking the championship home. But yeah, anything can happen.
I feel like we've definitely seen some weirder stuff happen. I mean, last week alone, I know we were both exhausted afterwards just because of so many different things. Like, we thought the broadcast championship was wrapped up. It turns out it was absolutely not, because we had Jake Scarborough have his incident, and then Austin Beers had his, and it just threw everything for a tizzy. And I think Tom, if Tom could get a really good half one, I think we'd be okay. Obviously, I don't think there's a lot of people here tonight, so I think that would put the pressure on Tom to really get up front and fight for this win. Looking at where he is in practice speed right now, he's a little off of his championship 4 competitors. Looking at who's where, James Miller hasn't set a time yet, but Daniel Gore is second quickest to Darren Staff, and then Ray Bracey 4th quickest with a 30-30. So, you know, and we still have time. I mean, qualifying, it's open qualifying, so these guys are going to be out there with each other. So that's going to be another competitive advantage that we have to look at. But I think you look at somebody like Tom is like you said, a long shot, but it could happen. Is it going to take a lot? Absolutely. Is Tom somebody that could fight through it and get this? Absolutely.
And this Nashville Super Speedway is, it does have Super Speedway in the name. Don't be fooled. You're not going to see racing like you do at the Daytona or Talladega actual Super Speedways. This track is actually closest in size to Darlington. So kind of smaller, you know, it's going to be more about tire management and keeping the trucks, you know, kind of in that clean air a little bit. So we're going to see a pretty good race here tonight. I see some more people filing in. Yeah, James Miller's here. Hackathorn is here. I think we have Dustin Dewar for tonight. And, well, look at that Miller. He's got to get a couple laps on the track before he gets an EOL before qualifying. So hopefully he can get that sorted out here.
And something to note with Nashville, this is a really interesting thing. Turns 1 and 2, the track, like, I would say that the corners aren't that different, but turns 1 and 2 is, I think, going to be one of the bigger passing opportunities for these guys tonight. I think if you get the run out of 4, you'll carry it into 1 and 2. The problem with Nashville is you feel like you can get through the corners a lot better, and then it tightens up. There's not much grip. It's concrete. So these drivers are going to have to back these corners up, and it's going to come down to tire saving. I think, without a doubt, if we get these long runs, it's a 75-lap half both ways around. They're going to be in for a pickle if they don't save that right front tire, and that right rear is going to be about the same if they fight it loose. So I think, looking at it, while it's nowhere near a road course, I think this does back somebody like Bojo, Danny G, and James. And that's the thing. These guys are all strong on these tracks where you have to save tires and back your corners up and trail brake. So it just makes it even more of a dogfight for those three.
Yep, and we're finishing up practice here. We got about 5 minutes left before we're going to get qualifying in. Were we planning on getting some interviews here before this session?
I mean, we can, if you want to, we can try to get a couple guys up here. Let's see who. I think everybody's in their Discord calls.
Yeah, I think we might have missed that window by just a couple minutes to get everybody a comfortable interview before qualifying, but that's all right. We'll try to get that as we go through. But currently, Darren Staff is your fastest car in practice. He's got about 8 100ths lead over Daniel Gore. Daniel Gore is your fastest championship 4 contender tonight, so I guess perfect time to explain how we're going to be doing the points here tonight, Ty. And if you watch NASCAR, you know that the last race of the season, everybody's reset to the same points, and basically the driver who finishes highest of those 4 comes home with the championship. That's not quite the case here tonight. We haven't reset the entire field for tonight's race, so we already went through that at the beginning of the race. Here's the points again, but it's 4 points back from Miller to Gore, and then it's 2 more to Bracey, and then it's 6 more back to Capuano. So it's not going to be necessarily the driver that finishes up front who wins the championship tonight. They are going to have to keep those the aggregate points that they've accrued throughout the playoffs and use those to their advantage. So or technically has to finish ahead of Miller in both halves, and that would be the 1 point per position plus the win bonus plus maybe the 0x bonus that he would have to bank on. So, yeah, we'll try to keep up throughout tonight as best we can, and we'll try to give you updates as we get them between the halves.
And I believe Vic is going to do his best as far as that goes as well. So we'll keep our eye out as soon as we get one. We will be sure to get that to you guys. And then I think really quickly while we have some time here, I did have a chance to chat with all the Championship 4 guys, and they all had some things that they wanted to say. So we'll highlight Ray for a second here. He's from Charleston, South Carolina. He's had a fantastic season for himself. He's got his first career OSCA victory at Watkins Glen. He's got a pole on the season. He's coming into this Championship 4, third in the points with 25-14, so 2,514 points, 8 top 5s, 13 top 10s. And he wants to thank everybody in OSCA for being fun people to race with. He's enjoyed making way too many paint schemes for himself and many others on the track. Quick shifts also. Yeah, Bojo Ray is the guy that does quick shifts, so I'm sure that at some point we might get a quick shift for this race, but he said it's been a fun project to work on. He'll be sure to catch up after the playoffs. Didn't really want to take my focus away from it while I was still in the playoffs. You guys are great, and I hope to not disappoint tonight. Ray, coming from everybody up here, I think with the season you've had, it's not possible to disappoint us. Speaking as a teammate, and some news that will come out later tonight, I can't be any more proud of you, and I'm sure everybody that watch Quick Shifts appreciates what you do. I do. I'm glad you're not doing the counterpart. Cam and myself are probably we have many years.
That was a really bad time. Oh man, I'm so embarrassed. Damn, that alone is gonna make him bring that back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it might be coming back, especially if he gets bored. We appreciate you, buddy, and I think the same goes for Danny G here. Cam, I can read it if you want me to, or if you want to do it, it's up to you.
Cam? He made.
Oh, I was muted.
Oh.
Yep, I'm good here. I got Danny G's information here. He's from Goring by the Sea in the south of the UK. Currently resides in Conway, South Carolina. So he is an expat. Riding in the Championship 4 appearance. Second at Championship 4 appearance. He is your champion from last season. He's second in points at 16 points, 15 top 5s, 22 top 10s, 3 wins, and 1 pole. So a very good season. A little bit less of a good season than we saw him last year. He got, I believe, like 6 wins on last year's season. So maybe not the dominance we saw last season, but he's had a really, really good season, and he is absolutely by merit up there in the top 4 points. But he wanted to say thank you to all of his friends and family. No one person that can be thanked for him. And just wanted to mention that after taking a vacation, Redux has kind of fallen off the points a little bit. I believe they're talking about their Sonic Temple trip to Ohio. But either way, he is excited to go out for his second championship in a row for tonight.
He was definitely somebody that was like maybe not as excited about the playoff format. I know that he, especially in the early conversation we had when the playoffs started, that he felt like the one night format made it awkward because if you get involved in a wreck, you're pretty much screwed unless you have good pace. Which I mean, Danny has good pace, but bad luck can completely erase that and make it feel like it doesn't matter. Somebody who has shown nothing but great pace here, ending the regular season and carrying it into the playoffs, James Miller from North Bay, Ontario, Canada. He is first seed in the Championship 4. He's coming in here with 20 points, 30 starts, 20 top 10s, 16 top 5s, and 5 victories on the season. He just wanted to thank Cam, Matt, Austin, and Tom for helping him get this far into the season and keep me in the right headspace after Wilkesboro. I talk as if I'm not him, and then I read his statement as him. I don't know why I'm doing that. Thanks to my friends for watching and cheering this week, and of course, thanks to Tim Hortons for the delicious donuts. I will say the Tim Hortons truck looks great. He's got the gold numbers on. I think it's gold. It might be bronze. It looks gold on the truck this week, and so far so good. Everybody's getting out and qualifying. He's setting his first lap of the session. we're going to get those times filled up for you here. And I think we're going to get ready to go straight to business. I know Vic wants to do picks at some point. I don't know if we are doing those soon or if we're doing them later. Actually, I don't even know where Vic is at the moment.
Well, we got 15 minutes here in qualifying.
Yeah,
A bit of a longer session than normal.
I think that was to give everybody some time. We had a lot more practice for these guys. Some of the Championship 4 guys got in here to take advantage. James came in a little late, but still looking pretty good so far. He's going to run at 31.23 for his first time around. Gonna look at Danny G here. What's the track temp right now? I'm kind of curious. I feel like that's probably one of the biggest issues with this place is how hot the track temp is. 109 degrees track temp. That's pretty warm. I would definitely have to say. So these guys are going to be struggling for grip getting into the corners. The truck might be free off, but as far as getting into 1 and 2, I think that's why we're seeing these guys maybe not get all the way down to the bottom. Danny G not happy with that lap. So he is going to park that number 69 machine just before the start-finish line.
And so far, it is Darren Staff, who not a Championship 4 contender, but he led practice and currently leading qualifying. So we'll keep an eye on the other non-championship drivers. Darren Staff, one of the drivers who has probably in line for most improved driver of the year, I would say. He got his first win, has just overall ran really well in the year. Didn't get the fortunate playoff break. I believe he was actually knocked out first round. But just generally has showed solid pace and a lot of improvement in his racecraft over the season. So look for that 45 to be strong in next season's championship.
I think somebody else that we can probably talk to on that level hasn't had the greatest luck and has missed a couple races due to some unfortunate circumstances, but Neil Rutt is second on the boards right now. He has ran a 30.79 here in qualifying. Obviously a short track guy, but I feel like he and I, we made a joke. Obviously we run the practice sessions just to kind of get a feel for the truck and, so we can know what we're talking about. Neil and I, we call it a swinging contest. I won't say the first word, but we had one of those in practice and Neil was pretty quick and he's showing that off right now. Danny G though, he's going to hop up to second in qualifying with a 30.77, so he's going to be the highest qualifying Championship 4 contender at the moment. And everybody's coming in, so I believe we're going to get ready for some picks.
That's right. In your last race as a commentator for us for now.
Yeah.
So you mean you can go for this? Neil, you're up first though, buddy.
I've been saving them for a long time. Give my boy Danny G.
Heck yeah. Love to see that. So my half one pick, I'm gonna go for something a little less conventional. I'm actually gonna go for Dylan Thomas for half one. I'm gonna go for the 13. TP, who you got?
I mean, the guy's in the session. He'll start last, but let's go with Pierce.
That's a good call.
I'm going to pick number 41.
Dallas my hand.
He tore it up back in officials when this came out.
Yeah, he did. Carlos, your turn.
I am putting my money down. Now that I actually have a legit chance of being Mr. 3-time, I'm going to go ahead and bet it all on Thomas Capuano.
Cam, who you got?
Well, I had Thomas Capuano until Carlos took it from me. So it looks like I am going to have to pick. Do I even have a pick that's here tonight?
Got D-West,
Kynan?
Kynan, Peeler, Gilly. That's your picks. That's what you got.
Woohoo.
I saw
You know
Jake in the...
Yeah. I'll
saw
pick
Jake in the
D-West.
first
Let's
part
go with
against
D-West.
You're gonna go with D-West?
Pick.
All right,
you
well,
got?
my hands have been forced here.
You do that.
Well, it's two people, and I don't know. See, it's just a bad thing. This is what happens when you lead, because everybody else picks everybody else. I can't go with Jake anyways, even if he did magically show up. You know what? Give me. Give me Peeler. I almost cussed. I almost did it. I stopped myself. Give me Peeler.
I don't
You
think
did,
you
actually.
did stop. Yeah.
Yeah, pick
So
the
you,
dealer
you,
usually
you
makes
thought
it
you
hard.
stopped. You definitely didn't, buddy.
Well, I tried.
Well, listen. Here's the thing.
Matters.
Apparently, Prime doesn't care. No, Prime doesn't care. I don't care.
Okay.
Well, if that's the case, then
Fuck it.
Okay, well, we still have kids watching this, though. You used your 1.
I did use my 1.
I think you used your 2.
Well, it happens.
Quick little update for your championship 4. Daniel Gore is the quickest of those 4 at a 30.779. He is P2. Ray Bracey currently P4. Thomas Capuano P6. James Miller P7. With the slowest of the top, or the championship 4 at a 30.881. So about a 1/10 of a second slower than Danny G right now for that number 09.
Yeah, not bad.
Looking to maybe get some speed out of that thing, but long race here tonight. It is one of our longer events, 150 laps total at this racetrack, so we will be probably into the 11 p.m. hour for you, especially with post-race and all that. So thank you all for tuning in. Have about 7 more minutes here in qualifying, so everybody kind of, I'd have to think the track's probably heating up at this point. I think that the drivers who have gone fast are probably, they've already put their fast laps down, and we'll have to see how that track progresses. Austin Beers, he's not in the championship 4 contention, probably just trying to play spoiler here tonight and maybe be in the way of some Redux or South Shore trucks if he can. We'll see, but it definitely did not go the way he wanted to last week. Was looking to win one of the races and ended up getting involved in some shenanigans of both halves and was not able to get the win either half. So he was locked out of the championship 4. I believe he was actually in the championship 4 going into the race in New Hampshire, and some unfortunate misfortune, I would say, caused him to not make the cut, and he will not win his first OSCA championship. I believe that's correct. I don't think Austin has won one yet, has he?
He has not. Between real life races and just not be able to make some of these OSCA races, he's never won one. He was looking forward to it this season. Obviously, things just didn't go the way they wanted to. And you get that on these big jobs.
Yeah, especially when you have real life racing commitments, that typically kind of trumps iRacing just a little bit, but not a whole lot of change on the board here. It's still the same order. Darren Staff is currently quickest over Daniel Gore. Neil Rutt up there in 3rd. Austin Beers, well, as I say that there's not much change, he jumps up to P4, so actually has not put a practice lap down, so we can expect the 19 to probably be EOL'd at the start of the race for no practice, but at least showing that he is quick here tonight with that 30.811 on the board right now. There's Ray Bracey in P5. He is was the first driver in the 30.8 second bracket, but now he's the second behind Austin Beers. But nice little black and white kind of split truck there for the 7. He's got the white left side and the black right side on it. A little bit loose there out of turn number 4. Not going to save it. Actually going to lose the entire truck, and down onto the pit road he goes. Noses in the wall, and that's going to be a backup truck for the race. Not really, though. He's going to reset, and they're going to be happy about it. Noah Brown on the racetrack. I don't think we've actually brought him up once tonight, but he is currently in P9. And probably one of the drivers who's looking for a little bit more next season. He was pretty quick early on, had some issues, with the issue being that he got suspended and lost points for that, and then missed too many races to be involved in the points. So not up there in the standings, but he does, I believe, have a win on the year. Yes, he does at Vegas. So one of those drivers that's probably looking for next season to come around and try it all again, so he can show what he really can do in this series. And it's going to be interesting, Ty, with the change in car that we're doing.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. So we'll elaborate more on that later on tonight, but 3 more minutes in qualifying here. Currently, still Staff, Gore, Rutt, Beers, and Bracy, your top 5. And then it's Evans, Capuano, Miller, Brown, and Peeler round out the top 10 currently. So a bit of a short field tonight. Hopefully that means that we will be able to go green both halves and get this one over with.
And it looks like Matt Hackathorn did register. Obviously, he has been in some storms these past little bit. I think the power situation for him is that it's still currently out. They're trying to get it fired up, so I think he probably used his phone or something to register. That way he could pop in for the second half if he were able to, but he will not set a qualifying time or start half number 1.
Yeah, but I would
Bracy
probably
saying-
bank on him.
Oh.
Oh.
So
Well,
yeah, Trading
we were talking
Pains
about
is
the truck
acting
that-
up.
Yeah, we were talking about the truck that didn't even exist there. Danny G puts up a 30.711. He actually goes P1 with a purple first sector. There's only 2 sectors on an oval in iRacing, so he went quicker in turn number 1 and 2, basically, but moved him to the top of the board. So doing his championship hopeful run here pretty good with now him being P1, James Miller back in P8. He's got 7 positions on his rival, which actually would be the difference in Gore having the points for tonight. But we got 2 of those to run, so we're not going to get too ahead of ourselves. Just little scenarios to think about here. Thomas Capuano in P7 there.
Track Temp made a huge swing. It went from 111. I was going to say it was at 108. It just went down another degree. It's down to 107. So these guys might want to get out here if they can. I'd have to imagine they're looking at it. Huge cloud has rolled in to cover most of the racetrack. So I would assume we're going to see more guys have their best times. I'm looking really at Austin Beers. Not that it's going to matter much. He's still going to the back of the field anyways. But he might see a little bit of improvement. David Westergreen with an improvement. He goes to 6th quickest on the board.
Qualifying cloud.
Beers did not improve that time. Got the wall.
Did have a better sector 1 though last time by.
Darren Staff's going to start what I would assume would probably be his last lap.
Like
Hits
nobody.
the bottom pretty good.
Oh, did Daniel
He's
Gorgeous
not able to
improve
really
it
get
again?
close.
Oh, he did not.
No. He went
had a-
faster
he-
second sector.
Yeah, now he has the best theoretical lap.
He's got the best 2 sectors on different laps, so I think he's looking pretty well. Noah Brown with a good first sector, but he's not going to do anything with it.
All right.
But yeah, that's qualifying for you.
We are going to roll through the starting grid for half number 1 of the OSCA 2025A finale. And on pole, we talked about him, Danny G, with a 30.711. Darren Staff to his outside with a 30.75. Dale Rutt will roll off 3rd with a 30.79. 4th, Austin Beers. I would assume he's probably going to the back. 5th for Ray Bracy. 6th for David Westergreen. 7th for Zach Evans. 8th for Thomas Capuano. 9th for James Miller. And Noah Brown rounds out the top 10.
P11 is Adam Peeler rolling off next to Dustin Dewar in P12. Dave Carpenter rolls off in lucky P13. Dylan Thomas, P14. Dallas Myhan, P15. Gilberto Javier Gomera, P16. P17 is going to be Dakota Pignataro next to Patrick Hayhe. He's in P18. Kynan Jones, I believe, is going to be the last starter on tonight's field in P19. Matt Hackathorn, if he can find his car somewhere in the premises, he will roll off in P20. So that's, yep, pretty short field for tonight, but I think it should be... we should see some green flag racing here. This is one of the tracks on iRacing that it's a little bit harder to throw the cautions than some others. That's what I've noticed, but hopefully that just means we get some green flag racing.
And if we do 75 lap halves with a 23 car invert, so that will be the whole field inverting from half 1 to half 2. 2 sets of tires in the pits, and about, I believe the number that was said to us was about 30-ish to 35 laps on fuel. So that's going to be something to know. I'm actually going to get that number. It was sent in a different chat for us. 30 to 35, yep. So 2 stops per half is what we're looking at, unless somebody does some masterful fuel saving. I think we're looking for a race that, while we have some ideas of what we think is going to happen, I think it's going to be some toss-ups here towards the middle and the end of this thing.
I certainly think it will be a race here. So we are rolling now. Pace truck is going, so I think we should have just one pace lap here. And it's going to be, well, Austin Beers taking his EOL with some style, just going to the right off of pit road, doing some little tire warming donuts, and he'll have those Goodyear Eagles ready to go for the start of the race. But everybody else rolling off of the pit road. And the start of the race will be very interesting, I think, because Nashville is a really deceptively tight track. I think that's probably the thing I thought about first when I came here for the first time, was it's deceptively tight. So there's going to be not a lot of room between these trucks on this start here, and it's going to be very, very dangerous and very, very imperative that these drivers keep their heads up and keep paying attention to what's going on in front of them.
Absolutely. I think when we get off of turn 4 and off of turn 2, it's going to tighten up real quick, and these guys are going to have to be on it. Danny G's going to get us into the restart zone. It's not that one, Bojo. We're going to wait for it.
Oh, man. It's
Just
green now.
The right green one. Danny G's going to get us a pretty good jump. Darren Saff with a solid one to his outside. They're going to be side by side heading into turns 1 and 2 if Darren's going to be able to hold him, and he will. Bill Rutt with a good start. Ray Bracey right behind him. Zach Evans peeking out to the bottom up top. 3 wide. Noah Brown, Thomas Capuano, and Ray Bracey. It's just going to be 2 wide with Zach Evans. Noah Brown's going to get into the outside wall. That's going to stack him up, roll him all the way back outside the top 5, maybe the top 10. First battle on the racetrack. Ray Bracey, David Westergreen, they're side by side for the 4th spot. I have to imagine that David might let him have it here. And he does.
Ooh, some trouble for the 32 of Dustin Dewar. He got all sorts of out of shape through 3 and 4, and they're 4 wide down the front stretch. That 32 is sliding backwards. He looked like he about wrecked there in turn 3 and lost about 6-7 spots on the racetrack, but somehow was able to keep it straight. James Miller up a couple spots from his starting position back in P9. He's up to 6th, looking for 5th on the number 9 of David Westergreen, but not going to get it just now. He's going to have to fall back in line through 3 and 4, and the first battle on track is between that 7 and the 66 of Bracey and Rutt. Bracey gets around Rutt, moves him up to P3.
On the move, James Miller started in the 9th spot. He's up to the 6th spot, looking to break into the top 5. Neil Rutt's going to wiggle up the racetrack just in front of him. That's going to open up the door for him to go 3 wide with the 2 of them. In the middle, it's going to get tight. Contact with David Westergreen. Millers should be side by side with just Neil Rutt as we head into turns 3 and 4. And have to see James Miller's going to take that spot, move him up to the 4th spot.
That was a ballsy move for the 09. He has absolutely everything to lose in this championship, being the one coming in with the lead, but he shows it right there that that's why he is the points leader. He is not afraid to make those types of moves. Shoots it right through the middle up to P4, and I mean, that's an easier way to pass. It's easier to pass 2 at once than pass 2 separately.
Kynan Jones might have got into a little bit of a situation. Oh, he did. Austin Beers was on the apron. Kynan got loose on the apron. He's going to collect Austin Beers. Kynan's going to go spin into the infield. Austin Beers down a bunch of spots. Surprising that did not bring out a yellow. Those 2 are going to be at the back of the grid here. Well, maybe not. Dakota Pinateros had some issues as well, so they're going to be 17th and 18th, but contact early on for those 2.
Yeah, we'll check the replay here. I checked it already, but it didn't look too good on the 19's part. If I have to say myself, he mixed the move down here on the apron and then just kind of slides up and nerfs the 73, which, I mean, call that what you want, but I think that was a bit of a dump right there. But, you know, for P-Last, I think not the smartest move, I think, in the book, but up here at the front, it's still the 69 of Gore leading the 45 of Darren Staff, so those 2 have been pretty much near each other all race. Remember, Staff started on the outside pole and Gore on the inside pole, and they are running just right there. So here's a little championship battle for P3 between Miller and Bracey. Miller, one of your biggest movers on the field right now. He's up 5 spots from his P9 starting spot, looking for P3 right now. So James Miller, I think he's not been something we've seen all season. He's probably been one of the weaker qualifiers, but he typically does get his speed through the race runs, being a little bit quicker than other trucks when we get laps on the tires and whatnot. So look for that 09 to probably come to life here in about 20 laps, if I had to make a guess. But yeah, lots of racing to go. lots of mistakes to be made. We'll have to wait and see.
Somebody who is not having any issues getting up the pace, Darren Staff, putting all of the pressure on Danny G right now. And if there's anybody that was going to play a playoff spoiler, I think when you look at somebody like Darren Staff, he's got to be somebody that you were thinking about and looking at. He's had a lot of speed, a lot of momentum, just had an unfortunate race, a couple of races there the other night to put himself out of the playoffs, but all over Danny G. Danny G, somebody that has done really well under pressure, and right now, he's got a lot of it.
Yeah, and he really just needs to do his own thing. Danny G, of course, he is your defending champion in OSCA, so we're going to highlight a new update that came out for the trucks on iRacing with the most recent build. You can see at the bottom left of your screen and right there at the center of your screen. The digital dash is now a part of
in the wall.
Everybody's in the wall a little bit for the 45 staff, but all these trucks have the digital dash, the Holley EFI mandated spec that ARCA and NASCAR both run in their vehicles. So cool to see that. Cool to see the changes in real life being reflected in our sim, and a lot of other cool things coming in that update as well. But we'll get more towards that in the probably throughout the broadcast. I am very excited for Gen 4 Battle for Third.
All over the quarter panel of James Miller. James Miller's going to make that pass stick, move him up to the 3rd spot, Bojo back to the 4th spot. All these guys that are right up here at the front, they need every point they can get. This is not what they want to see. If you're James Miller, you're comfortable. If you're Bojo, you're like, eh. If you're Danny G, you're like, can you guys fall back just a little bit? But right now, James Miller all on the move, up 6 spots from where he started. Looking at some other biggest movers. Patrick Hay, he started 18th. He's up to 13th. Nobody else really moved up more than 4 or 5 spots here. So,
and this is a very hard to pass track, with it being so tight and with it being concrete and with it being not a lot of banking on it. It does make passing a bit of a premium, so those drivers that are making them moves, they are making them probably using a little bit of aggression or using a little bit of tire, so watch for that to come play as we get later in the run here. But yeah, we're mostly single file. It looks like everybody has more or less kind of sprung out here. We're back to P11, that's Dallas Myhan, then we got about it's like about 2 seconds further behind them. Here's Thomas Capuano. He is running P7 right now, the last of the championship 4, but that's not saying not to slight him a little bit. He's still running a very good race, just in 7th right now. So has to find a little bit of speed if he's going to go ahead and go up there and challenge for the championship, and definitely not lose that spot to the 65 of Noah Brown behind him, which looks like that was at risk of happening. But we're on board with James Miller here. He actually is starting to catch that 45 of Darren Staff just ever so slightly lap after lap. You can see the gap there on the left side of your screen. Now it is about 0.4 of a second, plus or minus a couple hundredths there. It is dropping just ever so slightly. Lap 12, Darren was actually a little bit quicker than Miller, but actually I believe that's showing that they were both quicker than Gore. So maybe that 69 has gone into tire save mode.
Which, I mean, when you get out to a big lead and you've got about 60 laps to go, 61 right now, that's probably what you're looking at, right? You talk about 2 stops during race. You want to go as long as you can on this one to try to make that last stop as short as possible to maximize your time off of pit road. And about a second lead right now. Not too much pressure on him. I think if he can make this set of tires last the full fuel run, get the most out of it, I think he'll be perfectly fine. I think if you're Tom Capuano, you're probably hoping for a yellow of some sorts to look at your tires, see what you can do differently, change something up, have another shot at it. And it's too early to say that we won't get one, but I think that's what you want if you're the 21 truck.
Now look at the good run here for James Miller off of turn number 2. He's going to actually have a look on the inside of that 45 into turn number 3. Not quite there to be able to make the move just yet, but I think that 09, his days in position number 3 are numbered. He's going to get around that 45 here pretty soon, the next 2 laps or so, and I have to think that 09 is flying. I think once he gets around the 45, watch out because he might start tracking down that 69.
Darren's already altered his lane up. He's about half a lane up through 3 and 4, which means that he is tight. You're going to see it right there. He's going to tag the outside wall. He's very tight. So that's going to give James Miller all that he needs to know to go ahead and take the position from Darren Staff. I don't think Darren's going to have much to fight with him on the inside with how tight that truck is. Darren's actually just going to ignore him.
That is not what they were looking for. I was contact.
I was completely wrong. Darren's going to go back to the 2nd spot. don't look now. Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be some expletives. As somebody who's done that on the broadcast earlier tonight and while racing, it's not a fun time. But look no further than the mirror. Ray Bracey taking full advantage of that, saw that contact happen, and he and Neil Rutt have closed up to the back bumper of James Miller. Miller's going to be under fire from them, and I have to imagine he's pretty heated right now with that driver of the 45 truck.
And that's why we run these races, because that was one moment there through 3 and 4 that they got into each other a little bit, and that slowed them both up by about 3/10. That made them now in the battle of the 7 and the 66 behind them. So just one little mistake here, and they are now in a 5-truck battle for P3.
Aaron's going to run tight again. James is going to have a little bit of a run down the back straightaway as you see that group of Westergreen, Rutt, and Bracey. Darren's going to take the high side here, leave the bottom open for James. James is going to have a really good run at it here. I would have to assume that it might not be the most cordial pass we might see here. Yeah, he's going to get up and door bang it. They're going to be side by side as we head to 1. This corner, I'm not looking forward to seeing what happens here. James with a pretty good run. Darren's going to let him go this time. That's smart. I mean, you've already... Oh, he's going to cross him up. Son of a gun.
Well, looks like they were better that time with not actually banging doors to the corner, but Darren Staff, he does not want to give up that P2 spot. And, I mean, fair play to him. He is on the racetrack, and he is out here battling for the best of the rest himself. So, yeah, James Miller, he's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way and get around him on speed. And it looks like there he goes on the outside.
Yeah, I think, it's one of those things where all these guys are out here to race, so by all means, don't let anybody just go by you, but also just remember that they're fighting for a lot more than you are, and when you door somebody in a championship race, I think that is one of the situations that I'm not one for carrying things from season to season, but if you take somebody out of a championship race or you cost them a title, I think that's more than enough reason to carry some beef over.
Yeah, we already saw that in lap one of half number 1 last week it was, I believe. And then, yeah, you're right, Carlos. You know that a few times. A few times at the same track. Hey, we eventually figured it out.
Yeah.
So now you see David Westergreen pushing Bojo up to the back of Darren Staff. That should be another pass for the 3rd spot. Bojo way down to the bottom. Darren's going to take the middle lane. Westergreen's going to try to pick up the scraps here. Darren's going to have a good run off of the corner. Bojo's going to struggle, but this is another factor here. These guys have teammates, right? Obviously, James and Tom, they're fighting for the championship, so you probably won't see much there. But David Westergreen is going to try to help Ray Bracey. So he's going to try to slide up on Darren Staff. They're going to be kind of 3 wide. Darren's going to get tight, wash up the racetrack.
Like D-West actually kind of pushed the 7 into the corner there a little bit, and the 7 got a little bit loose because of it, and that was almost a 3-truck wreck.
And I think that is one of the things, right? You look at how much are you helping a teammate versus how much are you maybe hurting the teammate. I think good intentions by Westergreen there. That was maybe just not the ideal time to do that, as he's now going to be stuck side by side with Darren Staff. Neil Rutt looking on from the back of this. David's going to get a decent run to the bottom. Darren Staff's going to fight for the momentum out of the corner. Westergreen a little loose. I would have to imagine that might do us in here. As you look at the top of the 3-wide TV multicam, big gaggle of cars from the, I believe, 10th spot all the way down to the 13th spot of Zach Evans. David Westergreen putting the back bumper to Darren Staff. Staff's going to get underneath Bojo, but Bojo's going to have the speed off of the corner. I would imagine we see the 9 pull around the 45. Here we go. Another pass. Darren Staff's going to fall from the 5th spot to maybe the 6th spot, and 4th spot to the 5th spot, sorry. Top of your screen, Dustin Dewar, Dallas Myhand, they are dueling for the 12th position, or the 11th position, sorry. Oh, contact! Dylan Thomas into the back of Noah Brown.
We have a 20th car.
He's here.
Yeah. Oh, well, only 23 laps down, but yep, Matt Hackathorn is on the racetrack. He did finally find his race car. Ooh,
James Miller down pit road.
Yeah, Miller. Some strategy here.
About 25 laps in, so maybe trying to split it in thirds, which is all. I mean, that's also a pretty smart choice. Maximize your fresh tires. 2 sets, you might as well pit on lap 25. You pit on lap 50, you're good to go to the end. You can make it on fuel at that point.
That's going to be a great strategy if we can keep it green here, and we'll have to see, because a lot of trucks are door banging, and we do have a lot of side-by-side, so it's not looking like a green race just yet. Racy, yep. I saw Zach Evans as well, so Window definitely open here, and I think we'll have to see how Gore and the rest respond.
And the big thing here is Danny G's already had about a 3 or 4 second lead to these guys. I think it was about 3 seconds back to James Miller. So that's something that he has a little bit of a gap to play with as far as if he wants to stay out and try to have a little bit fresher tires than these guys. And in the situations, like you said, if we do go green, which I think Danny G, he's staying out another lap, so he's going to keep going. But if we go about 10 laps on those tires for James Miller or Ray Bracey, and then we have a yellow, they're at a disadvantage because they can't pit and take tires with everybody else who hasn't pitted for tires. So it's going to be awkward.
Yeah, it's really going to be, if we do go green, I think we're going to see, who else is that on the road? That's Pignataro once again, so I think he had some issue with first time coming around. Actually, I wasn't live. That was actually the first time I was seeing Pignataro. So Danny G coming around again. Once he's not going to pit, so I think he's probably gonna try to maybe run it out here and see what happens. But that is going to make him at a disadvantage on the other side of the run. He's going to be about 3-4 seconds behind Miller once it cycles through, if he decides to do that. So interesting. We'll keep an eye on it. There's Beers and Noah Brown on pit road. They were running around P13-14 before they pitted. So a little bit further on back. Capuano under fire from Dallas Myhan, top of your screen. That is for the P8. There is Daniel Gore. He decides to come down on lap 28, and that's, 3 laps later than James Miller. So we'll keep an eye on that gap once Daniel comes out of the pits to see what... you would have to think that James is probably going to have the lead, but by how much is going to be the question.
I would have to assume probably 2 to 3 seconds. I mean, the tire fall off here is massive. I was looking at some of the numbers that David was passing to Bojo, obviously keeping teammates with those guys. I have a little bit of an insight on what's going on there. And the tire wear was pretty significant on the right front of the truck, which is why we've seen everybody get so tight. The right rear wasn't too bad. Darren Staff might have just got himself a black flag trying to get to pit road.
That was very close, yeah. That was very, very close.
Not on speeding, at least.
Oh. Yeah. So that's pretty bad for Darren Staff. That's going to probably tie him. I thought you said he had one on speeding.
No, I said he did not get one on speeding. I don't see if they get one. If they cut like illegal entry, I don't get that information.
Okay.
But at least speeding, I know for sure he didn't.
It does not look like he has one, so he's all right. David Western down pit road.
Yeah, I think he avoided the unsafe entry, so got all he can out of that pit entry.
Neil Rutt is going to the lead.
Miller has jumped Daniel Gore. I don't know by how much just yet. It looks like about the length of the back straightaway.
That's a pretty considerable amount there. Neil Rutt's going to pit this time, so leader in. I have to imagine Dylan Thomas is going to do the same. Dustin Dewar's going to stay out there. So somebody else is going to stay
my hand around. Oh, he did not speed.
He made sure not to. He broke that truck sideways to keep it from spinning.
Just a little chicane on pit entry. Just like a little ma. No big deal.
Dustin Dewar is your leader. I'd imagine he's probably pitting this time. He's letting Zach Evans go by. Gilberto Javier Gomera, Peeler, Patrick Cahey. Those are...
Dallas missed his stall.
Oh. Well, you can't win them all.
You got to tell him, Carlos, he's only supposed to have one pit road miscue on pit road, not 2 of them.
Yeah, I mean, if he was going for the whammy, he would have sped, had an unsafe almost spun out, and missed his box.
Speed on entry and exit. Yeah.
Right
and don't take the little access road on the exit too, or unsafe exit.
Yeah, that'll do it. Dustin Dewar's going to stay out one more time. Roberto's going to stay out as well. Adam Peeler still out there. Patrick Cahey's still out there. So James Miller, the first car to pit. He's about 22 seconds behind the last 4 who have not pitted. You see Kynan Jones making his way off the pit road on the bottom of the QITV multicam. Dustin Dewar, I would have to assume 30 to 35 was the gap we were given. I would have to assume that they will come down pit road this time. He's actually going to be side by side with Pignataro. Pignataro's going to go flying by. That's actually Mel Brown. Fun fact, I'm wrong. As Dustin Dewar is going to pit this time. He's going to make it.
Just barely again.
99 is going to pit. Patrick Ahey pits. Adam Peeler stays out. So he's going to lead a lap here on what we assume is the last lap these guys can go. About 20 seconds back now, James Miller. So a considerable amount of pace there is the difference between Adam Peeler and James Miller. If you want to see tire fall off, that's a great way to look at it. The guy who pitted first versus the last guy to pit. We're looking at probably about a second and a half a lap, I'd have to say. Adam Peeler running 33.5s. James Miller running 32. So yeah, second and a half lap, right on the money. Peeler will pit this time, so that will hand the lead back to James Miller when he cycles through.
And the gap between Miller and Gore currently is about 2.2 seconds, last I checked. So we will probably see that gap get a little bit smaller as the run goes on. Daniel Gore he pitted on account of him pitting a little bit later. He's going to have the better tires at the end of the run versus Miller. So what Miller needs to do, actually down to 1.3 seconds. That gap kind of blows in a hurry. I'm not sure if something happened to James or what, but that 69 is a little bit quicker. 3-lap newer tires on the 69 of Gore. So you would expect him to be a little bit quicker on the back end of the run, but he definitely is tracking that 04 down or 09 down a little bit.
Absolutely, and I think part of it too, for James, somebody that, he's really smart at the road courses. I wonder if this is James knowing he's going to catch him. He's delaying the inevitable pretty much and just trying to save as much tire as possible and not push himself. Danny's going to get there either way. Fresh tires, you can't fight that, but what you can do is try to, negate the difference of, if I save my tires while he gets here and he's pushing, I can maybe have enough to fight towards the end of this thing, or towards the end of this run to try to maintain the lead and keep the track position. So that could be what he's trying to do. It wouldn't surprise me. James is really smart like that. So
yeah, and it's if you look at the gap between them before pit stops and after pit stops, it was about 2.5 to 3 seconds between them before the pit stop. So if James can stay within 3 seconds of Daniel, even if he gets passed by Daniel, if he can stay within 3 seconds of him until the next pit stop, that is a net gain on track position for James. So that's really what he's looking to do here, and just try to get the truck to that next pit stop and see if he can be a little bit closer than before. And once you get there, whatever happens, happens. But the 69 definitely is very quick. He is visibly tracking the 09 down through the corner there. Look at that good run off of turn number 2. And I think this battle for the lead is going to be pretty short, and I think it's going to be over probably next lap.
Danny G putting all of the pressure on that Timmy Horton's back bumper here as we head out of turns 3 and 4. He's going to have a huge run down the front straightaway. Does he go inside or outside? He's going to go to the outside. James kind of made the choice for him. Going to try to roll the top side. James is going to go back to the top. The momentum for Danny G is kind of gone. He's going to have to send it into turn 1. James is going to hold that middle groove. Slide up just a little bit. Here comes Danny G with a good run on the inside. James is tight already. He's going to slide up to the wall. No momentum for the 09. Danny G is going to slide by. He's going to be about quarter panel clear as we head into 3. There he goes. So he's going to slide up, though. James is going to have a run here. Not too much. And I don't think anything's going to come of it, but he's still within fighting distance. And if he can hang on here, like you said, I think that is the biggest play for James right now.
Yeah, what he really needs to do is just kind of back the pace up a little bit, try to see if he can not buzz those tires any more than he already has, because the tire difference obvious right there between the 69 and the 09, and just try to see what he can do and keep that gap as small as possible. There's the 73 of Kynan Jones on pit road. He has had a travesty of a night. Started off bad with a wreck between him and the 19 of Beers, and it has not gotten any better. No cautions as of yet to be able to bunch the field up, so we are still under green from the start of the race here, 42 laps in.
We get a little bit of a field rundown, keep an update on these guys. Austin Beers, he's in the 10th position even after the contact with Kynan Jones and the EOL, so he's on the uptick right now, maybe looking on pace for a top 5 if he picks it up a little bit more. Neil Rutt, maybe with some pit struggles there. He was also one of the last guys to pit. Beers was one of the earliest, so I expect that move to be done pretty quickly. There it is. It's already over. Looking at it, Zach Evans with a fantastic run tonight. He's somebody that has struggled off and on throughout the season, and P4 right now for him, even if it is pit strategy, he is probably grinning ear to ear. I know he was looking forward to the end of the season. You know, a lot of things happened for Zach this season. He went heel, a number of things, and so he's probably looking forward to next season. To see the cluster right now, David Westergreen's actually trying to put pressure on him for the 4th spot. That will be a one and done deal. Bracey kind of in no man's land right now. Nobody around him. James Miller, nobody around him. Gore's out by himself. Somebody who is absolutely not, though, Thomas Capuano. He's kind of in a make or break situation right now, and I think he's going to have to do something really different from what everybody else that's in those front 3 have done. And it might not even be enough, even if he does. But if you are in the position he's in right now, I think you have to look at this next pit stop and be wondering, what can I do differently to get a jump? Do I pit early? I don't think you. I think it's either you take 2 tires, or you take 4 and you just kind of make your bet.
Yeah, I think you're right on the money there because he is back there in P8 while his championship contention is 1, 2, 3 right now. So obviously not going to do anything from back there. He really needs to be thinking about like maybe even something more extreme. I think if we get a caution here, maybe like staying out or or 2 tires or something like that, like you said. But it's not looking good for him because he has trucks that are faster than him right now behind him, looking to pass him, like that number 45 staff.
Yeah, I would like to use the word damage control, but it's not that there's damage being done. He's going to have to do the damage, and right now
You alright?
Huh?
You just stopped talking.
Oh, well, that's normally what happens.
It just really sounded like it cut out.
Oh, no, that was it. I know I was done.
I thought so too.
Danny G, 3-second lead over James Miller right now. Bracey not cutting into Gore's lead, but he is maybe very, very little cutting into. Nope, never. Nope. No, he is. Because that's showing the gap to Gore, right?
No, they're showing.
So he's.
Yes.
Okay. So he's a little quicker, about 2/10 quicker a lap than Miller is. So slowly working his way to the 2nd spot. So doing pretty solid. Looking a little deeper in the field. Hackathorn is still out on the racetrack running. Tynan Jones, I think, is pitted again, or is he done?
I think he's done.
He's just pitted again. Oh, is he?
Yeah, he's been there for about 3 minutes and change.
Yeah, he's been it's 10 laps down at this point. So he is done for the night. Patrick Hahey is the last car on the lead lap. Contact there. Darren Staff on the outside wall. That's his teammate down. It's my hand. Ooh, boy. We're getting close.
This is a cluster right here. This is all the way back from pit 5th down to about P10, P11 on track right now.
Got a Pignataro not really having a horse in the fight, but he's gonna hang out and try to see if he can learn anything. One of our rookie drivers that has just kind of been there this season. He's learning a lot. He's gonna get ran pretty tight by Noah Brown.
We're going to see the 6 in this lap. He's just announced he's pitting. So our 2nd round of stops starting already. A little bit early. Miller up 25 laps to go. He's decided to come in a little bit early. Besides that 3-second gap to Gore is a little bit too much. And he's going to get 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles on that machine and see if he can make something happen to the end. And there is Zach Evans as well. So the window for the last stop officially is open.
And I think I look at this, right? Obviously, if you're Daniel Gore, the cards are quite literally in your hands, right? You could pit, and wait. Or instead of having to worry about chasing him down, you can pit pretty soon, and that gap is going to pretty much be the same. I would say if he pits this lap around, the gap will be the same. He'll be on the same tires as Miller. There's not really anything to worry about. But if he's thinking about a yellow, he's probably going to stay out and run this thing as dry as he can to then have to take less time on pit road. So, I don't know. And that's the thing that I haven't really thought about tonight at all is if you run the tires out, right, which Danny G is actually going to pit now, so this doesn't even matter. But if you were to run the tires out, the time that you lost by staying out on old tires, does that matter at all, or do you think it's still a negative gain or a loss compared to putting less fuel in the car and maybe... Well, no, because if you take more tires, it doesn't matter. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think you need enough fuel at the end of this this little 25 lap stint here. I don't think you need enough fuel for it to matter. The tires are going to take longer anyway, so
Yeah.
it's definitely going to be a tire advantage no matter what. Daniel Gore, I think it was about 3 seconds when he pitted on Miller, and I think it was only 1 lap this time, so that gap probably will be still in favor of Gore once we get back on here.
Miller going to be start-finish line right now. Get a look at Danny G. He's going to be just now on the apron of turn 2, so that's going to be where to look. And he's not quite going to be up to speed, but he's going to be ahead of him. Ray Bracey's actually going to come out with the net lead.
Yeah, that was wild there. So Racy, did he? I didn't see his pit stop. Did he do something like 2 tires or something, or did he just play the timing perfectly? James Miller looking for 3 wide here. Ooh, this could be nasty here.
Ray Bracey, 10.4 second pit stop.
That would be 2 tires on the 7 machine.
This is that was NASCAR's wet dream right there. The 3 championship contenders, 3 wide.
Also, that was almost a big moment. Danny G, because of the cold tires, got pretty sideways there and almost went up into Ray Bracey. Speaking of up into Ray Bracey, James Miller going to make a little bit of contact with the 7 machine. They're going to sort it out for the second spot while Thomas Capuano is running along. So we talked about him having to do something different. He's trying it right now. I don't know how early he pitted, so I have to keep an eye on that. But if he gets a yellow, this is huge for him. This is what he needed.
Yeah, but I think this was the only play he had to be able to do anything. There's Westergreen on pit road. There is Capuano. He's got 3.5 second lead over Dustin Dewar. So, of course, these have not pitted yet. There is your effective top 3, Daniel Gore, James Miller, and Ray Bracey, also your top 3 in the championship. But if you're just tuning in for some reason, Thomas Capuano, his name is highlighted in green because he is a Championship 4 contender here tonight and is in that battle a little bit further behind the other 3 right now, so trying to play something on the strategy. And
something happened to Darren. Something happened to Darren. He's jumped down pit road. I can't quite see what it is.
I see upload or drop did upload or download packet logs. However,
no.
Thomas Capuano pit road this time. Oh, gonna get a little sideways. He's gonna hang on to it.
Yeah, all good there. Tough break for Darren, though. I mean, connection issues. He was having a great run, started P2, ran P2 for about the first half of the race, and he is going to, well, let's look at the bright side here. He'll be starting at the front for half number 2 as well. So at least he'll have that. Thomas Capuano into his box there. We have 19 laps to go here in half number 1. It's been pretty much all Daniel Gore, as once he got the lead, he kind of has not given it up, but James Miller not giving up himself either. That gap's about a second back to him, and it's about another second back to Ray Bracey. So I don't want to say it's over just yet, but it's certainly looking like it's going to be between the 69, 09, and 7.
Also, for those who are maybe tuning in a little bit later than usual, why don't you guys refamiliarize them with how these final 2 races are working in terms of points and the championship night.
Absolutely. So the normal NASCAR format is all the points are reset. Everybody, it's just whoever finishes the highest of the drivers in that one race. However, since we have 2 and since we're OSCA, we do things a little different. So the points reset every race to a set number plus the playoff points the drivers have earned. So James Miller has earned 20, Danny G's earned 16, Ray Bracey's earned 14, Thomas has earned 9. So that is pretty much the gaps that are set. So after this race, they'll add their points on from this race. Whether they win the race, they get 2 bonus points. If they get a 0x, they get another point for that. Siegel Barrel Javier Gomero with trouble. And then they will add those points up. And then after this, it will completely matter, how those points are going to factor in based on where they finish. So it's not the highest. It will be based off points, and that's going to be something that we'll have to wait on, but we will get that to you as soon as possible. But that's the rundown of the tricky OSCA point situation that might have got a little slaughtered because I was hearing Vic Bloom talk about Gilberto. So that was a whole thing.
Yeah, and he's fine. Was able to get the truck back going. He is coming down the pit road to get some 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles on that truck, and we'll see what happened to him. He was actually on the pit exit here. And
Oh, no.
looks like he just gave it too much beans.
Did a little lawn mowing, which honestly looked like it needed it.
Just help the owner of the Nashville Super Speedway out just a little bit. Help them with their yard work, but all good. Didn't hit anything. Just a little bit of embarrassment, and all good. So 15 laps to go here. We have 3 trucks that still have not pitted: Dustin Dewar, Adam Peeler, and Patrick Hahey. And we're looking for either a caution or when they come down pit road for their final stop, and it's going to have to be here in a few laps. 35. They are at the end of their fuel run, I would have to think. Well,
And looking at it-
is P2.
They can still
look
go
at
for
the
another
lap
5
times
laps.
here. Miller and Gore have started to kind of even up on lap time. I know Danny G had a little bit of a squabble with the 04 there, who was trying to get around him, so he lost a little bit of time. Looking at it right now, though, you see the gap. James Miller, Danny G, I almost combined their names. About over a second, 1.3 tenths, 1.2, somewhere in there. Ray Bracey has kind of fallen off enough. I think the tire strategy he played worked short term, not really long term. But look on board with James Miller here, looking pretty calm. I think when you have the points lead and you know the difference, one spot difference isn't that big when you look at it from the big picture, especially with these front 3 who are going to have to pit pretty soon here. Dustin Dewar, Patrick Hahey, Adam Peeler, they all stay out one more time. Hoping for yellow, and if they get one, it would be huge, but I don't know.
It would be biblical proportions if we got a yellow for that 32. 32's got a 5.5 second lead over Patrick Hahey. Dustin Dewar is quite a ways out there, but he's obviously gonna have to pit here in a few laps, so definitely waiting for that to happen. Dallas Myhand on the pit road right now. He is getting his final stop out of the way, and these guys are really waiting until the very end to get it out of the way. I kind of like the strat, though. I mean, Thomas Capuano, he came down pit road, and he's the last truck on the lead lap now, so that strategy, of course, didn't work the way he wanted it to, but you had to try something if you were in his position, and might as well do it. But you know, if something does happen and we get a quick caution here, 11 laps to go or so, Thomas Capuano, he's going to have the best tires on the field because nobody else has fresh tires. So he, I mean, he's not out of the water just yet, just a little bit harder to do.
Yeah, and you know, I think when you look at it from this standpoint too, with the way that Tom was running before and how many drivers we have here, I think that still would have sealed his fate anyways if he didn't try anything. So, you know, ultimately, I don't think this changes much of a result if nothing happens, but if something does, complete change up. So a shot in the dark, but a shot that needed to be taken for this 21 team.
Absolutely.
Patrick Hahey up the racetrack.
He's getting passed by the 45 of Darren's staff. Darren's 3 laps down on account of that connection issues. One of the what ifs of tonight. Showed a lot of speed in the beginning, just is not going to get the finish he deserves here with the way he ran. So look for him in half number 2. He will be starting in probably P3, assuming that he doesn't either gain or lose. He doesn't gain 1 lap or lose 20 of them in the next 9. So that will be where he starts. Daniel Gore, his lead on James Miller is about 2 seconds now. 1.5, 2 seconds, it looks like. So he's looking pretty, but gonna have to do 75 more of these once these last 8 are over. So nothing is out of the water just yet. You see the delta times there between Gore, Miller, and Capuano. Capuano, the fastest one of the 3, of course. He pitted the latest and has the freshest tires, so that is no surprise there. But 8 laps to go here at Nashville. We're still waiting for the top 3 to pit. Dewar, Hahey, and Peeler. They do not have enough fuel to make it to the end. It's going to be Gore, Miller, and Bracey to settle this one out once they finally come down pit road, but still waiting for that. 7 laps to go, coming to 6.
So looking at the timeline of when these guys pitted, Dustin Dewar is coming this time. He's going to be pulling that 32 machine down. Adam Peeler put on 36, I want to say, so he could go to 71 if he saved completely, but I would have to find that pretty hard to imagine here. No call from him or the 87 on if they're pitting this time, just Dustin Dewar. You're going to see him come down pit road. He's going to lock it up. He might have sped, I doubt it, but
Good.
locked it up trying to slow down. 6 to go this time by for your leaders. Patrick Kahey will assume the lead. Adam Peeler, P2. Back to Danny G, who was about 4 seconds behind these guys. So not a race-winning strategy, even if they did miraculously save fuel. But we could get a yellow. It could happen.
Yep, never over until it's actually over. You see the 04 of Matt Hackathorn. Speaking of a yellow, that is a yellow truck with some white and black on it, and it also has caused some yellows this year, but
And they're both coming down.
Yep, both of them coming down. So that's going to give you a lead to Daniel Gore, and that's going to pretty much end the discussion of any other alternative strategies working here tonight. Daniel Gore is going to assume the lead, and it's going to be about 2 seconds, I think, back to 1.8 back to that
Just under.
number 09 of James Miller. So James doing exactly what he really needs to do here tonight. He did come home, or did come into tonight with the advantage on Daniel Gore. So if he can finish right behind him, that is all he needs to do. So we do have bonus points and all that to take into account as well. So we'll wait for the official confirmation from Overlord Victor Bloom himself. But we will, once we get that, we will share it with you guys. But 4 laps to go here in Nashville. Not a whole lot of time left. We're looking about 2 minutes of race time if we go green, which we have all raced so far. 71 laps of green flag racing at this point without a caution, which is pretty impressive. Can't imagine half two is going to be the same.
Out.
But oh, actually,
No, I'm kidding.
is
I got
the.
You. I got you so hard.
I was gonna say, I didn't
you
see it on
know
my
what,
sim.
Carlo? You know, you sir, are a fornicator. That was messed up. My pit just came down pit road and got tires and was going to be the lucky dog, and you just, I hate you. I hate you.
Yeah, I was looking at my sim and I was like, "There's no caution," but it says it on the. So yeah.
Yeah, we got is what we got.
We did get got. We did get got.
Looking at it right now, Danny G, no pressure, other than Adam Peeler, who is trying to get his lap back, and will. So driver 27 will be back on the lead lap. If a yellow actually comes out and we don't get put in some kind of hoax. Right now, James Miller in no man's land. Bojo under pressure from David Westergreen. And we will be chatting with David Westergreen after this. There's some news involving myself, involving South Shore. So stay tuned for that post-race. A beer will be drank, I'm sure, probably multiple, courtesy of Traders Brewing Company. But Westergreen, all of it back on for Bojo. He is not. And I respect that, as the white flag's going to be out this time for Daniel Gore in half number 1, James Miller, P2. And I think that's going to lock it up for those two. If Westergreen decides to pass Bracey, which he will absolutely not, because the championship is still in play for all three of these guys, given the current situation between them. It's absolutely, I would say, probably donezo for Thomas Capuano with only 20 trucks here tonight. It was about at least a 12-point gap. You increase that by about at least 6. Danny G, all out of turn 4, all Danny G to win half number 1. James Miller will cross the line in P2. Westergreen will not pass Bracey. Bracey P3, Westergreen P4. Beers rallies for a top 5. Zach Evans P6, Neil Rutt P7, Noah Brown, Thomas Capuano, and Dave Carpenter will round out your top 10.
Yeah, what a great race here. Green flag from start to finish, and no cautions on the race, so we got that one over pretty quickly. It's like everybody has finished, so we're going to go ahead and let them get their thoughts collected. The sim's going to kick over here in about 10 seconds, I think, and all the trucks are going to reset. And then we're going to get that interview, I believe, with David Westergreen. I'm going to pull him up here and let him talk about what's coming for next season.
We got about 10 minutes in the warm-up, so we can, if we want to do that now, we can probably go ahead and do it. Or, yeah, because we're going to have the championship chat there, so it may be a good time to go ahead and bring him up. If we want to run through the bottom half of our grid really quickly, though, Dylan Thomas will come home P11, Dusty Dewar P12, Adam Peeler 13th, Patrick Kahey 14th, Dallas Myhan 15th, Gilberto Javier Gomera 16th, 17th for Dakota Pignataro, 18th for Darren Staff. 19th is going to be Matt Hackathorn, and 20th will go to Kynan Jones.
Excuse me. So you want to go ahead and bring him up?
He is way down in the Ford chat. Oh, we do have the points update here.
Oh.
20, so Thomas Capiano back 20 points from Danny G. Bad news for him is I don't think that is enough for him to fight for the championship. Unless there is a gap between first and second, then there technically is, but the best he could do is tie Danny G. James Miller would be in the... Frey Bracey, 9 points ahead of Thomas Capiano. He is back 11 from Daniel Gore. Back 2 from Daniel Gore is James Miller. So really between those two guys, we'll have to keep our eye on them. But we will probably have to withhold that until afterwards when we get the confirmation from Vic. But I believe we are going to get David Westergreen up here. We can... Oh, you got him. Oh, you're... Yeah, toss him there. We're getting there.
Discord doesn't make it easy to drag somebody from
There
the
we go, I
bottom,
got it.
does it? You got it. Cool.
Hey.
Who's doing it? Who's doing it? Who's doing it?
Oh, you got it. You got it.
Oh, all right. Well, David, buddy, we know you have some news that we wanted to chat with you about. We might get picks out of the way very quickly before we do that, just so that
Do
way
it.
nobody else is tied up here.
I'm good. I'll wait.
Vic, was I last?
No, my girlfriend was last, so
Oh,
she
okay.
gets to pick first here.
Okay.
Anybody take me?
Somebody did.
Cam did.
Oh, a man of culture.
Who you got?
Thank you.
I'm going to pick 7.
Gonna pick Ray Bracey.
Good pick. Good.
Catman. Now it's you, Ty.
Give me Danny G. Never a doubt in my mind.
Oh man, it's like everybody saw that one coming.
Yeah.
I did. That's why I picked them before.
Yeah. So I'm the only person that can make this pick too. I'm going James Miller. I have to. Carlos, you are next.
Ooh, I'm debating between these two guys, but I have a feeling that a well-placed bet will be with Austin Beers.
You don't say. TP, who you got?
Oh, I don't know why I'm doing this, but give me David.
Another man of culture.
He finished fourth last half.
I had the best tire. I had the best car on old tires.
Cam, who you got?
Okay. Well, I got to swing for the fences here, and I have pretty much either Tom or Matt. Well, I mean, I want to. I'm gonna go with your outside pole sitter for half number 2. I'm gonna go with Matt, whose internet
gonna
is
give me a
totally. Oh, is he?
Yep.
I thought about it.
Well, let me send that pick.
So you want to repick?
I'm gonna go with Tom then.
That's fair. He's
I never
only getting
actually
it
said his
because-
last name.
Yeah, Matt was only getting it for the record because he didn't practice.
But he ran
Neil,
laps
who
in
you
half
got?
one.
That doesn't matter. Doesn't count. Neil, who you got?
I'm gonna go with Dallas.
I like that pick. That's
Thanks.
it. That is the last pick of the fucking season, guys.
And I
David, don't
got
let me
it.
down.
Come on, baby.
That's what happens when you suck, and then you like get the best guy, and then
Well, that's what you do. You save it for last. You know.
I am
Some of us
closing
didn't
off
get to pick him.
the broadcast pick Excel form for the rest of my life.
all right.
Goodness,
Well,
we never have to open this again.
we figured it'd be a good time to do this now, Dave, just with everything considering the championship celebration and whatnot. You obviously have some news.
Mhm.
And then I guess I obviously also have some news.
So, I'm not closing, but South Shore is gonna, cease operations in OSCA competition after this season to the extent that I am the team owner and the guy posting the results and stuff, and it's a little bittersweet, but it's also coinciding with Ty, who's run for South Shore a few times, stepping into the owner's booth and picking up a new team and I'm really excited about that. It's going to allow the league to kind of grow and shift a little bit. And I know I've been kind of owning a team for the better part of 5 seasons now. And, you know, it used to be Sad Racing, and you know, it was because it was Steven, Adam, and David. We had Steven Schumann here. He was one of my coworkers when I lived in Tennessee. And you know, we've had a whole lot of people roll through the lineup, and then we picked up, you know, Tyler Fody and Johnny Thomas, and so it was FAT, you know, so we had Fody and Thomas, and to go with it, and it was the fun little gimmick for a while there. We've won a lot of races, we've had a lot of fun, and I'm excited to kind of hand it off and just step back to driving duties a little bit. And it's gonna be nice. And Ty, I mean, you know, as I'm passing it off to you, you know, are you excited for the opportunity and stuff? Because I know it's a new thing for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I've kind of seen how it normally goes with the OSCA team owning, and there's not like a whole lot of changes. It's really just the name right now, because it's, I mean, you and Bojo are hanging around, obviously, and then I'm gonna, Vic alluded to it earlier, I am stepping away from the booth and going back to driving starting next season, so looking forward to that. And I don't know, I think it's gonna be fun. I think the aspect of having more skin in the game, as far as like feeling good when, like, you feel good when your teammates do good, but being the team owner and having somebody win a race or do really good in the team standings is going to be a really good feeling. So I'm looking forward to that. Should boost the serotonin. And then, you know, that's why I really want to beat Carlos and Cam in this broadcast championship, because this is the only one that I get. And, you know, if there's a chance that Ray brings home the driver's hardware, I want the booth part.
Yeah. And, you know, for all the sad and fat and
Depression Racing Network.
South Shore Racing, the Depression Racing Network. Yeah. for all the South Shore Racing guys, we actually never brought home a standard drivers championship. We've had, if Ray is able to pick up a runner-up, that would have been our, I believe, 3rd runner-up. Might have been our 4th. But I think it's at least 3. I had one, Damian Leininger had one, and then, you know, potentially Ray here. And there's almost certainly one I'm missing. So we've picked up the team championship 2 times, which is pretty cool. I wish we would have been able to get it this year. I feel like we would have if Tay didn't run into baby woes there. But it's you know, it's all good. I'm really happy with how it's ended. How about that race though, man? We were flying. We had some really good cars. I felt like we had a really good strategy. I don't know if you guys noticed. Ray took 2 tires.
Yeah.
On the second stop there, he was trying to get up there. It worked good enough that he got the lead for a lap. Like, he had the kind of lead, and those guys kind of swarmed him. So it was a tough spot, but he waited for it, man. I was not about to go for 2 tires. I'm feeling really good about the long run pace of this old 9 truck. So we'll see if I can't give it another run for South Shore Racing one last time in OSCA.
Yeah, can I say something about South Shore real quick?
Oh yeah.
Just it's been really cool to be able to like race with y'all and see y'all race over the years. I think I made a couple starts in my part-time forays for y'all for a couple other teams as well, and it's been really cool to be able to race against you. So being the owner of TMR, which is the most chaotic team in the history of forever for some reason, but I'm really gonna be excited to race y'all as the new team next year. So go out there and give us hell, please. I want it.
I think we've said
I need the chaos.
I think we've said everything but the new team name.
I was gonna say, do you want to announce it? Yeah.
Yeah. So we're keeping South in the name. We're introducing Southern Speedco. So it's gonna be fun. I want to make it to where it's not necessarily just a race team here. I hope that it expands, but I figured this is probably the best place to do it. I have a lot of history here. So does David, and we've already got some partners. So why not keep it going?
Yep.
And before we wrap this up, I also want to thank you, David, because obviously, you know, one of our original team owners. So that's pretty cool. Obviously gonna continue to hope success on you guys, and yeah, thank you for 10 seasons.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that.
It's been a long time, and yeah, I've enjoyed it every time. So
yeah, thank you, dude.
Yep. I appreciate it, man. Grid's coming up, so I gotta hop out of here. But thanks to Bite Size Sports, Traders Brewing Company, Flip Podcast, all our sponsors. They've always been awesome for us. And good luck to Ray. Hope he can make his way through the chaos, and we'll see if he comes out a champion.
Everybody, make us proud.
See ya, buddy.
That was David Westergreen, driver the number 9, with the big news that we were finally able to talk about that I have been trying to not mention anything about for the whole entire time that this back half of the season has been going on. But we are about to roll as we will get your lineup full field invert, so it's about to get even more chaotic. Kynan Jones will be on the invert pole, Matt Hackathorn 2nd, Darren Staff 3rd, Dakota Pignataro 4th, Gilberto Javier Gomera 5th, Dallas Myhan 6th, Patrick Hahey 7th. What do we got here? Adam Peeler 8th, Dustin Dewar 9th, Dylan Thomas 10th. I'm sure you had it up on screen. I was looking at my own like a goober.
Oh, you're good. We got Dave Carpenter 11th, Thomas Capuano in P12. Lucky P13 is going to be Noah Brown. Neil Rutt rolls off P14. Zach Evans 15th. Austin Deers P16th. David Westergreen, we just talked to him. He rolls off P17. Ray Bracey rolls off P18. And then your two main battlers for the championship with 2 points between them. James Miller rolls off P19, and Daniel Gore rolls off shotgun on the field, P20. And we saw caution free race, half number 1 tie, and we have everything on the line here with the battle between Gore, Miller, and Bracey still in it as well. So don't count him out just yet, but they are going to be all next to each other, all around each other at the back of the field, and they're going to have to get their way to the front. So I think we're definitely going to see a different race than half number 1.
Absolutely. And, you know, Matt Hackathorn got an EOL, so he's going to pull to the outside lane. Not going to do quite the same thing Austin Beers did, but he's going to sit up there and let everybody go by. That's going to bump Dakota Pignataro to the outside pole here in half number 2, so keep your eye on that. Looking at this championship, right, I would say the one person that this maybe, because they finished 1, 2, 3, it's not a significant advantage. Ray Bracey starting ahead of these guys. He's 11 points back from Danny G. Danny has 2 points over James Miller. You've already mentioned that. There's an opportunity here, but we know what night races do in OSCA, right? When you have one yellow free race, what happens in the next one? We've seen it all season long. These guys, the lights come on, and Larry Mack said the nighttime is the right time. I think that just does something completely different in OSCA.
Yep, I think it's going to be some type of time here tonight. Kynan Jones is going to roll off as your leader. Pace truck is off, and we are waiting for the green flag here. Half number 2 at Nashville is underway. Here we go. Green flag is out. Good start for the 73. The 18 of Dakota Pignataro not really lined up where he should have been.
Yeah, he was like way back.
But not going to matter too much here. The battle is for P4 in turn number 1 and 2, and it's going to be between Hahey and Pignataro. Now it's 3 wide between 41 of Myhan, the 32 of Dewar, and him here. Now we're 4 wide with Capuano. Capuano looking for a big move around the outside of turns 3 and 4. I don't know if he has the grip up there to make anything happen. Actually, door banging in the 18 sideways. The 18 of Pignataro is spinning down the front stretch. I think he's going to hit the outside wall. No, he's actually not. Kept it off. He's going to back it up and keep it going here. But the battle for the lead, 45 of Darren Staff. We saw him quick in half number 1. He had some bad luck on pit road, some connection issues, but he's looking to rectify it half number 2 here. Get the lead from the 73 of Kynan Jones.
Darren Staff, hard charger, started 3rd. He's already out to the lead. He's going to lead lap number 3. Kynan Jones going to fight back on the outside, a little bit further behind him. How about the weekend Woodsman machinist, Gilberto Javier Gomera, with another good start here. Dallas Myhan in 4th. Darren's going to clear the lead. Thomas Capuano started 11th. He's already up to the 5th position. He actually started, I believe, he was supposed to be 12th. He bumped up to the 10th spot, but he's already into the top 5. Meanwhile, Championship 4 contenders, Danny G is 14th still, maybe biding his time. James Miller, 11th. Ray Bracey in the 10th spot.
Yep, so we've kind of seen that. I think the fastest long-run speed definitely goes to the 69 of Daniel Gore, so I think we're seeing that 7 and the 09 both try to get through these traffic cars as quickly as they can, so they're probably going to be a little bit more aggressive here. Battle for the lead has, well, it's cooled off a little bit because Darren Stout has taken it from Kynan Jones. Now Kynan Jones under fire from the 99 of Gilberto Javier
God?
Gomera. I could not... Jesus Christ, that was a horrible way to say his name.
Literally,
Gilberto Javier
Jesus
Gomera. I'm so sorry. Maybe he is God. I don't know. We'll have to ask him after the race, maybe. But he is in the battle for P2 between those three trucks, the 41 of Mahan and the 73 of Kynan Jones. 41 of Mahan's actually going to push him down the backstretch, give a good shove to that 99 truck. And now he's in the battle for P4 himself.
And Kynan's getting to the wall. They're going to hang on to it though. We might have a 3-wide battle for the second spot here. Gilly's going to back it up, get down to the bottom. Dallas is going to wash up a little bit, maybe make contact with Kynan Jones. Not quite yet. They're going to be side by side, still going down the back straightaway as we charge into turns 3 and 4. Thomas Capuano looking at this. He's probably got to be thinking, you know, like, they're racing, which is what he wants. He wants to be able to get these spots, but I don't think he wants to be involved in anything. And these guys are on the quarter panels. Dallas Mahan hard to the outside wall.
Oh, wow, that's a big wreck. 73 of Kynan Jones, reckon. And I think he's going to come back down the racetrack. Oh, my goodness. There was probably supposed to be a caution for that. And
There's still no caution.
No
Caution's
caution.
out,
Race
caution's
control is, yeah, there's a 66 of Rut. He's sideways on the turn 1 end of the front stretch. And there's the 6 of Zach Evans as well. So interesting development there. That was a pretty massive thing that happened.
Sorry, I told you so. But I accidentally called it. Pretty unfortunately. Kynan Jones, Dallas Mahan's going to ride up just a little bit there. And he's going to go into the outside wall. No yellow. David Westerman's going to bounce off of Dallas. Dallas is going to stop on the middle of the racetrack. Or not in the middle of the racetrack, but towards the bottom of the racetrack. Bring out a yellow. Kynan. Pretty significant damage to the 73 machine. I think that right front might be pretty broke. Zach Evans involved with damage. See him parked at the exit of pit road. Overhead look here. Tom luckily able to sneak through. Dylan Thomas gets through. Bojo gets through. Championship contenders. James Miller looked like almost involved there. Danny G able to get to the outside. And we do have a driver in interview waiting. Cam, if you wanted to have a chat with him.
Yep, let me pull him up here. Adam Peeler, this is Cameron Rich up in the booth. Got a copy? All right, well, early night for you here. Looks like you were, I believe, like forced into the wall right before this caution came out. Tell us about your night.
Yeah, just one of them times when you do the right thing and you screw yourself over more than anything, but you still want to do the right thing, right? So you still want to turn right and make sure you don't hit the guy in front of you who's wrecking, but then he overcorrects and you end up in the wall. So this is one of those things, but just it's been a fun season. I've loved it. Running for Binks Designs has been great. Thanks to Neil and Dakota and Zach for making the year fun, and we'll try it again next year.
Well, I guess we had something talking about some big plans going on with the current South Shore Racing. You have any big plans for Binks or any big plans for yourself? Or we are going to see you back next season, right?
Yeah, I'll be back. I'll be back there running 15th in my own little world, like always. This is fun for me. This is why I do it. As long as I'm not ruining someone else's night, I'm having a good night. So I'll be back. As far as I know, Binks is coming back. Same driver lineup. There may be a number change here or there, but we'll be around and we'll try it again next year and try to chase some more trophies.
All right, awesome. Well, before we let you go, do you have any shout-outs?
Just Binks Designs. They're a big deal. Like they've meant a lot to me here lately, and they do some really, really good stuff. And just to everybody who stuck around this whole time. I've been doing this deal for 3 years now, and it's been a lot of fun. So appreciate you guys. I've been in the booth before. I know how hard that is. So appreciate you guys. Appreciate all the other guys in the field as well.
All right. Thank you, Adam. That was Adam Peeler. He's going to finish 20th on half number 2 tonight. Early night for the 27. And, well, he's already packing up, getting ready for 2026A. Which,
what?
Well...
I mean, at some point he will.
2025B. 2025B. We're still in A.
At some point, 2026A will rise, but...
we're still in A, so yeah, 25B.
Yeah. A little bit of pit play there. So looking at it, most of these guys just came in and topped off. Danny G topped off, James Miller topped off. Now all of our championship 4 are on row 3 and 4. So keep your eyes on that. It's going to be crazy. They've still got a couple guys to work through here, and they're going to have to do that pretty quickly.
It's going to be a restart here for sure. It's in the hands of Darren Staff, I believe. Yep, he is over. He's taking the outside line over Gilberto Javier Gomera, which I can't say his name right for some reason. Green flag is out. It's a good start for Darren Staff. Not a great one for Gilberto. He is actually going to be under fire from that 32 of Dewar and the 13 of Dylan Thomas through 1 and 2, but looks like he's going to get that position to himself. I don't think he's going to have too much threatening for him. Now the battle is a little bit further on back between the championship contenders. Thomas Capuano.
Oh, contact!
He's in the back of... Oh, he's sideways. Still, almost into the side of Ray Bracey. There was so much going on there. It was hard to keep track. But the 21, I think that's going to be pretty much all she wrote for the championship for him. He's now way behind, and we'll have to see what happened on the replay. But he about took out all the other 4 championship contenders with that one move right there. Whatever happened.
I don't want to point fingers, but he got the bumper from his teammate twice. Yeah. Some teammate on teammate violence there, which I can't say that that's a good idea. It's definitely not, but certainly something that just happened.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and hear what he was saying, because he was going after somebody in the team chat. I'm not sure if it was James or someone else. It looked like it. Like James did kind of just boot him out of the way, but you never know. But still battling behind him for that position number 7 between Bracey and Gore. Bracey, of course, finished P3 in race number 1. Gore was your winner, so they are currently going at it. Noah Brown behind Daniel Gore right now. That's a Redux teammate, but yeah, interesting. Let me go back and watch. I gotta hear who he was going after.
I did just hear, and I think it's in the wrong way. On the driver's chat, he said, "Dusty, are you serious?" I can confirm that Dusty is not who his problem should be with, because Dusty ran the corner pretty normally. While he is a slower car, I would say that the more troublesome point is his teammate, James Miller. But speaking of James Miller, he's up to the 4th spot. Danny G to the 7th position. Ray Bracey 8th. Thomas Capuano way back down in the 17th spot, so keep your eye on that. But out front, Darren Staff by about a second over Dylan Thomas. Gilly's still running 3rd. James Miller running them down. Beers now clear for the 5th position. Danny G going to put the pressure on Dustin Dewar for the 6th spot. Dusty's going to fight back. Ray Bracey watching this go on, as well as Danny G's teammate, Noah Brown. They're going to be 2 by 2. Noah Brown's going to get a good run through the corner. He's going to get by Dustin Dewar. Daniel Gore's going to get clear by a good margin. Bracey now looking to get by Dustin Dewar for the 7th spot.
And we almost had a wreck there in turns 3 and 4. The 7 and the 32 were side by side. The 7 kind of made a move to get to the bottom of the racetrack, and the 32 was there a little bit more than I think Ray thought, and there was almost a little hip check there that would have sent the 7 spinning into the outside wall, but they were able to keep it straight there. And Gore, Bracey, he runs in P8, a little bit behind them. The battle for 9th, Dewar and Hackathorn. Hackathorn started the half one late, actually had a power outage that not get done until lap 22 of the race, and then got the UL for this half, but is making its way towards the front, trying to get around the 32, around the outside. So doing some work for that, but I think we have cycled out a little bit up towards the lead. Darren Staff has about a 1.1 second lead on Dylan Thomas currently. And it's Gilberto Javier Gomera, whose name I just said right for the first time tonight.
Wow.
Hey.
James Miller, and then it's Beers. So interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens between Miller and Gore with that 19 of Beers kind of in the middle there, because we have seen that 19 be a little bit of a thorn in the side of Redux at points. So maybe he will take the route of choosing to play blocker or something like that. But we know that the tricks are very much aplenty up the sleeve of the 19 driver.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we talked about it in New Hampshire. The way that he had got around Santi, right? And then I pointed out that Santee, kind of like the little brother of Redux, and when you push the little guy, the older brothers are going to be a little upset. And right now, you've got 2 of them right behind that number 19 machine. Not just Danny G, Noah Brown's also there in that mix. So, notably, Santee and Jake. Santee wasn't going to be able to make it tonight. Jake hopped on, was getting ready to go, and his iRacing didn't update. So, I believe both of them are returning for next season, though, so we will have to check back in with them when 2025B starts up, but not the way they wanted their seasons to end. Right now, though, up front, Dylan Thomas, Gilly, they are backing up to James Miller, Austin Beers, and company. They are charging really hard there out of turn 2. I would have to imagine that by the time we come back around after we get to the back straight next lap, I believe they will be probably to the side of Gilly there, trying to get around him for the 3rd spot.
And for Miller, the best thing he needs to do here is get by these trucks as soon as he can, as quickly as he can, and actually not getting passed by his teammate would be a good first step in that. So give the number 4 position to Austin Beers for now in the 19 truck. James Miller back to P5, but not wanting to lose it. He's going to fight back on the outside. James Miller doesn't want to be in the clutches of that 69 of Daniel Gore because he already is at a 2-point disadvantage to him coming into tonight's half number 2 race. So essentially, if he does not win, I believe that means James has to finish 2 spots ahead of Danny. So,
and I mean, looking at it right now, if you're Austin Beers, you just watch James put the back bumper to Thomas Capuano or put the front bumper to him. I can't imagine that, especially if he's looking at Austin Beers. Beers doesn't really have anything to lose. I mean, yeah, you lose the team points aspect of it, but Miller's going for a championship. So I have to imagine that might be in the mind of Austin Beers. Not that Austin really cares, I'm sure, but
I don't think Austin really, I can't think he cares too much about anything other than he won checkered flags and things like that. So he's out there to try to go out and win a race, one more race for the season for the driver of the 19. And I mean, he's doing what he can do tonight. Started P16 on the field and is now running in at P4. So back up at the front. It's still 1.1 seconds from Thomas to Staff, your top 2 drivers, and then Gilberto, he is running in a P3. Good little run for Gilberto. We've talked to him, mentioned him a few times in the latter half of the season. One of those drivers that you don't really expect to run up at the front, but he has been doing it a little bit more consistently and a little bit more just in general in the second half of the season. So good to see that, having a little bit of momentum on your side going into the new season is always a good thing. And I think Gilberto, he is doing exactly what he needs to do. Solid runs here, running in the top 5, showing himself that he can do it. I think that's valuable for a driver like him.
Absolutely, and I guess we're talking about him. He's actually going to be the 4th guy at Southern Speed Co. So I'm looking forward to getting back to being teammates with him. He and I came into OSCA together, so we were S2 at the time, and we kind of cut our teeth together. But right now we got a battle for the 5th spot. Sorry, Danny G, James Miller, side by side. This is the battle for the championship. Even if it's not for the moment, it could be. Danny G must have saved his tires. He's clear of James Miller. James is going to fight back on the outside into 1 and 2. He's going to be right there at the quarter panel of the 69 machine. He's going to have a good run through the center of the corner. Danny's going to get a little loose. That might buy James enough time. He's going to stick with it. They're going to be about even by the time we get to turns 3 and 4. Side by side still. Danny's going to take the way bottom. Miller's going to get to the bottom of the racetrack towards the middle. And Danny G's going to clear.
Give that position to Danny G. So the championship fight not over yet for James Miller, but he is in a little bit of a hole at this point. Now running behind the truck he is behind in points on, so never a position you want to be in. There's the 32 of Dustin Dewar on the pit road, and I would have to think that is probably scheduled, but a little bit early based on where everybody else should be pitting, I would think here. I think 5 to 10 probably is where we'd be looking at everybody pitting here because we did have the caution, but battle for P3, Austin Beers and Dylan Thomas. Excuse me, that's the battle for P2. Dylan Thomas on the outside, Austin Beers on the inside. Austin Beers has shown a lot of speed here in the in this latter half of this run. He's going to make a move on the inside of that 13. I think he's going to probably have it going into turn 3 here. That 19 is just super quick right now.
Yeah, and I expect that Dylan's going to have too much for him. Beers is going to get a great run off the corner. Dylan hard on the outside wall, so that's going to effectively take that away from him. I think also just behind Danny G, sounds like I might have heard a little bit of contact there between James Miller and the outside wall. Let's see.
Speaking to the mic, son.
Huh?
You're kind of quiet.
What? I am. Oh, sorry. James Miller made a little bit of contact with the outside wall there, but he looks to be just fine. Out front, though, Darren Staff, 1.2 seconds now over Beers. I have to imagine that's going to cut down as you see the gap there. A little bit slower for the Austin Beers machine that time around. He was side by side with Dylan Thomas, but we're going to see the effect of that this time by. See the gap is shrinking by about half a tenth right there. So Beers on the move. Got to keep an eye on, but right now the fight for the championship is back on. James Miller got right to the back bumper of Danny G through 1 and 2. James is going to fall back just a little bit here, but these two are breathing all over each other. And Ray Bracey's not too far behind if something were to go wrong.
Not at all. They have been up each other's fuel cells all race. Gilly on the pit road, and that almost caused some problems for both of them. Actually, on the inside now, James Miller, that was a problem and a half for Daniel Gore. He had to make an evasive move, and now James Miller is going to actually get the 4th position from that. Huge.
Yeah. Gilly, I don't know if Gilly pushed the button and it didn't go through, or what exactly happened there, but he did not call out he was pitting. Danny G had to react pretty quickly there. James Miller also had to give Danny a break there to not kill both of them. 45-13, they're coming down pit road, give Austin Beers the lead, but that's not the first time we've seen Danny G have to take evasive maneuvers there to avoid getting in a wreck. Himself and Tate Lytle, there was an incident with Aaron Evans at Charlotte where Aaron completely messed up his pit entry and flew up right in front of the two, and they had to do the same thing. So shades of that for Danny G, probably some PTSD kicking in. Darren Staff, Dylan Thomas, they're going to hit their pit boxes. Thomas Capuano also in. He's off of pit road now.
Yeah, and you know, even though Daniel was fine from that, he no damage, keep going type deal. The fact that he lost that position and now he's having to race James Miller once again, and you know, waste these laps doing that could, you know, that could be the difference at the end of this race of being where he is now and, you know, 3-4 seconds up the road. So it's just something we'll have to keep an eye on. Just a little bit of a minor inconvenience. He actually hasn't been able to shake the 09 of Miller just yet. Miller is still on the outside. I think he's going to lose it now out of turn number 4. Yep, give that number 2 position to Danny G exclusively. But just those 3 laps, I mean, that could be the difference between something here, between here and the end of the race.
Absolutely. And noting Thomas Capuano coming down pit road, I don't believe he topped off the last time around, so a scheduled pit stop for him. These guys did, though. The caution came out on lap 9. These guys came and topped off, which means that if the 30 to 35 number still stands correct, these guys can probably go to about 44 as long as they can go. So still about 10 laps in the window. Austin Beers is your leader by about 2 seconds. James Miller, Danny G all over each other. Gore was a little quicker than Beers that lap. Not a significant amount, but he was quicker. So we'll have to see if now that he's back clear of James Miller, if he will run that number 19 machine down. Thomas Capuano also pitted early. Darren Staff's already pitted. Dylan Thomas. We saw Gilly pit. So those guys just outside the top 12 are going to be cycling to the lead by the time this cycle goes through.
Yeah, but that 69 just kind of stretching his legs now. He's you can see that gap is visibly growing, and that long run speed is one of the things that we've kind of touched on over the season about Danny G, really this season and last, being one of his strong suits. He's been able to keep the speed on that car, not burn the tires up, rears or fronts at any type of racetrack we go to, and that's one of the reasons why that he is at a good risk of becoming a 2-time OSCA champion here tonight. But you know, we got many more laps to see what that goes. James Miller, he does not want that to happen. He wants himself to become OSCA champion for the first night after tonight. So we know he's a smart driver. You brought it up at the midpoint of last race, Ty. He knows the situation going on, and he knows that he has to probably do something right now. So we'll have to see what he does.
And somebody that we have barely talked about, Patrick Hahey, I think he also only came down to top off that number 87 truck, but he is up inside the top 5 right now. P4 gaining on our championship leaders. Zach Evans right behind him. So one got to look at Patrick Hahey, somebody who maybe hasn't been up front all season long, but somebody who is quick tonight. And if you're these championship guys, I think you might want to move out of the way and let him go. I don't think he took tires. I'm about to actually go double check, but I don't think he did.
And what a cool
Patrick
thing to
Hahey.
see. Talking about Patrick Hahey.
16.97 second pit stop that one time.
Oh, he did
Probably
take tires.
took
Then.
tires.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, either way, Patrick Hahey, one of the rookies in the league, and he has struggled a little bit, but he has had a few moments of some good runs. I believe it was at Charlotte, the aforementioned race that he finished in the top 10 there. But you know, it's always cool when you get a rookie in the league, and you know, sometimes they'll struggle and sometimes they'll figure it out. And you know, could this be the moment for Patrick Hahey that we're seeing him figure it out a little bit, even though he's got a little bit newer tires? You know, running up at the front, just as a concept in itself, is a whole different thing than running, you know, further on mid-pack or at the back of the race or back of the pack. So it's something.
Caution,
You have to. Ooh, caution is out, and I think Ray Bracey is involved. Wow, something massive happened to him. I think it was probably off the bumper of B13. We'll have to get the replay up here to confirm that, but that certainly is what my Mark 1 eyeball is seeing. There's Ray Bracey going into turn number 1, and behind that was just a bonk and a half from the 13, and well, that's probably more or less championship over for the 7.
Yeah, that's
a lot of damage to that machine in the rear.
Pushkin is pushed in pretty bad there on the right rear, and left rear damage pretty bad. Yeah, I wish I could say that was a racing deal, but it's definitely not. Dylan kind of went into the corner really hot there, right into the back of Bojo. We're going to get a look here. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the 13 was about in Murfreesboro before he let off there. So pit stops here. Austin Beers, he had about a 3-second lead on the field when we had the caution, so he is down pit road. He is dragging everyone else around as well. It is Beers, Gore, Hahey, Miller, and Evans. That's Zach Evans, not Aaron Evans. Your top 5.
Something to note here. I think these guys can make it to the end from here.
Oh. Only 34 laps.
I think you are correct.
So the guys that just pitted, Darren Staff, Thomas Capuano, while if we do get a yellow with about 8 or 9 laps to go, this does help them. The guys that have saved a set of tires since that first stop, actually, they're still going to have a set of tires too, so never mind. I don't know. I think that the guys that pitted may just be in trouble.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. James Miller was able to jump the 87 of Hahey on pit exit, so it's going to be Beers, Gore, Miller, Hahey, and Evans, your top 5 on the restart out of pit road. So, yeah, very interesting. Let's get a quick interview here, Ty. I'm gonna go drag Patrick Hahey up here. I want to see what's going on in his mind.
And 4.
Patrick Hahey, this is Cameron Rich up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, gotcha.
Well, hey, man, just noticed you were having a really good run here tonight. I think you got some tires on that previous pit stop, gave you some good track position. But, hey, you're up there in the top 5 and mixing up with some championship contenders. How's it going in there tonight?
Yeah, that was a happy accident. Accidentally made the call to take tires on that first pit stop, but it kind of worked out with how we got that long run there. Could have gone another 4 laps, and that would have really helped me out, but happy with the car, happy with the track right now. We'll see what we can do here at the second half of this race.
Yeah, what's your plan here once we get going green?
Kind of lay back a little bit as much as I can. Save another lap or 2 of fuel would be great in case there's a green-white checker, but I kind of have to go for it at this point. And, well, honestly, stay clean with the championship contenders, too.
Absolutely. Well, we'll let you get back to it. Good luck out there tonight, Patrick. You're giving it a good run so far.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. Well, let's hope I didn't just jinx him.
I hope not. I thought about it because I know the situation that these guys that are around him are in, and I really thought about it. I was like, man, I hope not. But we'll have to wait and see. Pace truck is going to pull in this time here out of turn 4. We're going to have 33 laps to go here from Nashville Super Speedway. I believe they can make it to the end. We're going to get into the Echo Park restart zone in about 3, 2, 1. Beers is going to have control. He's going to get a really good jump on the field. James Miller's going to get going as well. They definitely had a little teamwork going on there. Danny G is going to have to fight Miller once again. Right behind them, Patrick Hahey, Zach Evans there side by side for the 4th spot. Danny's going to try to just tuck in. Noah Brown's going to look to pro. Patrick Hahey's loose. He's going to hold on to it.
Yep, kept together. I was about to say that the commentator's curse was manifesting itself immediately off of turn number 2, but we are still straight here. Daniel Gore is not happy about that restart, I don't think, because he's going to make it the move immediately on James Miller into turn number 3 there, going for P2 once again for that 69 truck. It is side by side at the line. James Miller has it by just about nothing interval there, so it's side by side for those two. Once again, we've seen this pretty much most of the race. They've not been able to get away from each other, so currently it's 2 points between these two, and that means that I believe that James Miller would have to finish 2 spots ahead of Gore if he's not the leader to win the championship.
Oh, in the wall.
I wonder if the playoff points would play a factor in that. If James was to win the race and Danny was to finish 2nd, I think that would overpower the point gap there. I'm not totally sure, but
yeah, I think that would give it to
wrong.
Miller. I think that would give it to Miller, but yeah, I'll have to see what Vic does with the points, because it's kind of like whose line is it anyway. It's made up, and the points don't actually matter here. James Miller gets the position 2 into turn number 3 there, so it's still all Austin Beers here. He's led most of the race since he got out front about 20, 25 or so laps ago. So those 2 TMR trucks sure showing some speed tonight. One showing a little bit more than the other. James Miller's the one that's struggling a little bit. He needs to be a little bit quicker being that he is in that championship fight. But that number 69 of Daniel Gore, just persistent all night, will not go away.
Right now, the battle is on for the 4th spot on back. Darren Staff, Zach Evans, they're side by side. They were 3 wide with Patrick Hahey entering 1 and 2. Contact between the 6 and 45. They're going to both hang on to it. Hahey bounces off the outside wall. Here comes Matt Hackathorn. And Noah Brown back into the mix as well. We have about a 6-car fight, make it 7 for this 4th spot.
And if we have another caution on tonight, I think that's where it's going to come from, because these trucks are racing hard and they're racing close down the backstretch here. Zach Evans looking on the inside of Darren Staff for P4. Zach Evans, don't count him out. He's had a low-key good run tonight. Finished P6 and a half, number 1, and he's been in the top 5 all night tonight. Don't jinx right now. That 6 was looking a little bit loose through 3 and 4 for my liking, but keeps it under himself, and still in P5 for the number 6.
He's going to be side by side with Darren Staff as they head through turn number 2. Matt Hackathorn looking on now. He's got a front row seat. Staff's going to go all the way to the wall. Zach's going to wash up a little bit. I believe Darren might get cleared just for a split second. Not quite as we head into 3. Zach's going to fight back on the bottom. Darren with a huge run up the racetrack. I believe that's going to probably hand the spot to truck number 6. It does. No momentum for the 45. Matt Hackathorn's going to put Darren Staff under fire.
Darren Staff is so far on the outside. I think he touched Murfreesboro there, but he keeps under him. He's going to lose 2 spots, maybe 3. Running that outside line, and I don't think is there just yet on this racetrack. We haven't seen a whole lot of trucks make a whole lot of headway up there, and yes, he's going to actually maybe lose the spot from the 87 of Hahey too. Hahey goes on the inside of Staff, looking to make the move there, and that number 45 he's in trouble. He is losing spots left and right, and where did he just go?
Oh, did he just disappear?
Dropped it up. Download packet lost once again.
Oh,
right. Well, go ahead and get the picture up here.
Getting 4th.
Tough break for Darren. Something, yeah, you could see that. I think his game or something was starting to go awry there, because he went to the outside and was just losing spots left and right. So whatever happened there, it was something that affected the quality of his game play, that he couldn't actually go fast anymore. But up here at the front, once again, Beers, Miller, and Gore. It's still been Beers in the lead, Gore in P3, and Miller right in the middle of them two all race. James Miller, he's trying to find some speed in that 09 truck. He's got his teammate in front of him and the Redux competition behind him. He's got to finish. He's probably got to win this race if he's going to want to secure himself at a spot at the championship. Right there, he's making a move on the inside of Beers. He got a huge run through 3 and 4. Beers looks like he just lost all the drive. Hopefully he's not playing some
Gee, up
kind
to
of
the
team
bottom.
thing. Yeah, Gore on the inside of turns 1 and 2. That was a huge move for both of those trucks. They're 3
God.
wide through 1 and 2 now.
Danny's
What is
just going to
happening?
slide in behind James. James is going to get clear of Beers for a second. I have to imagine Beers might fling it. He's going to take it easy through turns 3 and 4. He's going to hold the bottom line. Danny G is going to take the middle. He should just about get clear of Austin Beers. He's actually going to have tow from his teammate, so Austin Beers is still going to be holding off the 69. I've got to imagine that is maybe what James Miller's wanting right about now.
Yeah, some team play here. I think that 19 is going to race the 69 about as hard as we've seen all season, because that is what James Miller needs right now. And we know Austin Beers is a team player, sometimes to a fault. He will play the team game to a fault sometimes. We know that, but he is doing what he needs to do right now. Give that number P2 position to Danny G. We'll see if Austin Beers has any more tricks up his sleeve to try to do something about that 69, but I don't think so. That 69 looks like he has gotten around him, and he is setting sail for P1.
Just a little update on Thomas Capiano. Came over the radio talking to David Westergreen. He has about a minute and a half of damage on that 21 machine, so if it wasn't championship over before, it's championship over definitely now for Thomas Capuano. Ray Bracey still in the 11th spot. He's pretty much done. The battle is really between Danny G and James Miller. Shout out to Dakota Pignataro running 10th right now. I know that's a pretty good run for him. How about Do Good in general? Patrick Hahey 7th, David Carpenter 8th, Dakota 9th, or Dakota 10th, sorry. I'm wrong. David 9th, Dakota 10th. And then Dusty Dewar, he's still in the 12th spot. So a good night for Do Good as we close out the 2025 B season. But battle for the lead, James Miller under fire from Danny G. Danny G's to the outside on his quarter panel. It's going to be pretty tight there. James is going to wash up just a little. I had to imagine Danny might go for a crossover here. He's not going to want to do too much to lose momentum, or Austin Beers is going to be back up right on him. A big wiggle from Danny G. He's going to go to the outside of James Miller again. James is going to give him the room, but Danny's going to have to go to the third lane. Can he get the run off of the corner? I'd have to imagine he'll have at least a run into 3. Yeah.
Not quite. Yep, he's going to get it. He's going to look.
James doesn't want to give it to him. He's there, though. Side by side for the lead and the championship as we go to turn 3. 18 to go this time by. The 69 of Danny G's fighting James Miller so hard, but here comes Austin Beers once again. He's going to try to play a factor in this championship fight. He's going to get to the outside of Danny G now.
Wow, this is good stuff. 16 races of action have all come down to this here at Nashville, and they are slugging it out tonight. Slugfest here at the track that is about 20 minutes away from the downtown of Nashville. It's often off the east in Lebanon, but yep, it's 19 of Austin Beers. He's gotten inside of that 69, and that is exactly what he did not need to have happen, because that's going to give a little bit of space, a little bit of cushion to that 09 of James Miller going off into turn number 1 here. Each lap, those two are side by side. That is more racetrack that the 09 of Miller can use, and more track that the 69 of Gore cannot use with that truck beneath him. So he really needs to figure out something to get around that 19, and Austin Beers, if anything, is being the perfect teammate here tonight.
I think Danny should have a really good run here. He's been ripping the top pretty good. He might, he's going to be side by side with him there. Bottom of the racetrack is going to help Austin Beers out just a little, but James Miller's going to go back up to the top and keep Danny G even. Oh, Beers isn't going to go all the way down to the bottom. Danny's going to try to pinch him contact. They're going to be tight off of 2. Beers is going to hit him again. They're going to be side by side. Not too bad, just rubbing doors, really. The 2 are getting closer to James than I think James really wants, but I don't know if that's because Beers and Gore are both pushing to get around each other, or if Miller is seeing this and taking his tires a little easy.
Yeah, it's. I was actually kind of thinking the same thing too. It's they're going side by side and they can't figure it out. But James is in front of them both here, so either one of those 3 trucks is going to have to figure it out here in a moment and figure out how to go faster than the other 2, because we're about to converge here into a 3-car mega wreck.
Yeah, it's not going to be good if they do wreck. Side by side. Ooh, Danny and Beers. I'm just waiting for one of these guys to get impatient. That's really what I'm looking at here.
There we go.
Impatient. It's not going to end well.
Yeah, Beers got around Gore there.
I almost wonder if that was Danny just saying, all right, man, whatever.
And that's a dangerous spot to be in, because I think We'll see if Beers wants to go for the win here, and if he wants to play the D-West game of being a team contender or not. But either way, I think that is pretty good for the 19 and the 09. They are kind of... Beers is thinking about going at it, but I'm not really sure what he wants to do just yet. He's... I don't like being the team owner up here in the booth right now. I just kind of want to close my eyes and let the race happen.
Yeah, well, this is the big thing too, right? We talk about if the playoff points matter. If they do, and Beers takes the win away from Miller, he takes the championship away too.
We need to have a heart rate monitor on cam.
Yeah, that's well, I got my eyes closed here, so I should be more or less okay. My proverbial eyes closed, but still got to see what's going on. But I am not team owner right now. I am commentator, and commentator Cam is absolutely loving this stuff because this is great racing. These three have gone at it for pretty much the entirety of the race, and they are trying to... I don't think that 19 is doing any favors to the 09. He is trying to take that win and the championship away, I think. I think the 09 is just a little bit slower than both of these drivers. I think he's just a little bit off the pace of both Beers and Gore. I think we saw that in half number 1. But really, I mean, Miller has to be where he's at right now. He's got to push as hard as he can, and I think he's got to hope that 19 can hold off the 69.
Damn, do these drivers know their teammates?
I was gonna say, like, was there a meeting before this?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I feel like we're at the end of the season, so I would hope that there was a meeting. I know they're in the same Discord call, but like, do they know that like that's what they do?
I was not aware of any meeting that happened, so...
Okay, so probably not.
I would think as the team owner that, you know, you would probably expect a little bit of helping here and there. Just that's to be expected, but I don't think Austin is doing any help to James right now. I think, well, if anything, he's just pushing him to go faster.
And he's struggling a little. He's starting to get tight, it looks like. I don't know if that's because of the draft or the dirty air. Beers is to the outside of James Miller.
Yeah, big move for that 19. We'll see what I don't know what he's really doing. I guess here he goes right now. But I was thinking that, you know, he looks like he wants to make a move, but he's not quite making the move. He's not committing to the move. But I guess here he goes right now. So now Miller he pretty much has to stay in front of the 69, and he lost his best friend there and have the 19 ahead of him by a car length or so. But you know, 8 laps to go here at Nashville. You know, we'll see what they choose to do. Here comes Miller on the inside. He's gonna try to make a move again. Off of turn number 2, not gonna have enough. Austin on the outside is gonna have it.
AG to the inside of Miller now. Miller. It's gonna be side by side. Yeah. I mean, you know, sometimes when you're stressing, it might be the best way to... Oh, Miller in the wall.
69 has a good run off of turn number 4, so, you know, it's not going the way that he needs to right now. Pretty much right as the 19 got around Miller. I think the speed difference is coming into play, but I don't know. We'll have to see. We got 7 more laps to go here, and that is quite a bit of racing here at Nashville, so we are not over just yet.
Danny G is starting to cut into the gap that Austin Beers has built up. I would have to imagine, though, that if you know it's Austin Beers and you don't have to race him for the championship, which I'm sure the information has been passed to Danny G, you have a 2-point gap ahead of James, you are ahead of him, you don't have to race Beers if you don't want to. Do you take that chance of wanting the race win, or do we see a Ryan Blaney, Ross Chastain situation from 2023 where Blaney starts to fight Chastain and then realizes, I don't need it, it's not my problem?
Yeah, I would think Danny is smart enough to know that he doesn't have to do anything right now, and being the history between the 19 and 69 and really TMR and Redux and just all around would just hold station and know that he can finish second here and win the championship. So he doesn't have to do anything really special here, just finish where he is. But James Miller, I mean, we're looking at him right now. He's not given up. He's still there in contention. If that 69 falters even a little bit, he's going to be right there to pick up the pieces. And don't look too far back. Do look too far back. Look right behind that 09 of James Miller. Look at the number 6 of Zach Evans. What a great run for him. We talked about him a little bit, having a good run earlier. Didn't know if it was going to hold, but he's actually up here in the battle for the win with 4 laps to go.
And I mean, you talk about somebody who hasn't got their first OSCA win, right? And that was one of the things that that he brought up in the heel promo that he cut on me back at Talladega. So somebody that, for a top 5 run for him and a great night in general, you get 6th, you get 4th if this goes green to the end and he's able to hang on. What more could you want in a night to close out a season, to carry that momentum in the next season? Maybe you don't want it to be the end of the season because you want to be able to carry it into the other weeks that are coming up, but I think this is an ideal way to end the night for Zach Evans.
Absolutely. We talked about him a little bit earlier. He's had the heel moments. He's had the bad luck. He's had the absolute just not wanting to race feelings all throughout the season. He said in more words than, or he said in basically the words, I'm not having fun. But I think tonight was a pretty fun night for him to be able to, he qualified well, qualified in P7, ran P6 in half number 1, and he's looking for P3 here in half number 2, actually. Maybe even P2 if he can make a huge move on these 2 in front of him. But they are championship contenders. They are going to be hard to get around. We are going to get the white flag for Austin Beers. He is looking for one more lap here at Nashville, and I think it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wins on the season for Beers if he can keep it straight through 3 and 4 here, which I think he most certainly is going to. But more so, the championship battle, I think it is all but over. Daniel Gore, he had the advantage coming into half number 2, and he's going to keep the advantage in half number 2.
Miller's out of gas.
Ooh, who ran out of gas?
Miller. Zach Evans just finished 3rd.
Yeah, wow, that was even if he, I guess even if he had the advantage there, he was going to lose it on fuel. So, what a way to end the season. Daniel Gore, he had the advantage coming into tonight, needed to beat James Miller to keep it, and that is exactly what he did.
And looking at it, I'm not going to say anything too soon, but I think that might have gave me the broadcast championship.
Yeah. I think I finished 2nd, and I definitely cut into your lead into single digits, but I think you definitely won.
So Danny G gets the championship. Thomas Capuano going to be 4th in that fight. Ray Bracey 3rd. James Miller 2nd. Danny G, 2-time champ. So what a way to end it for Danny G.
Yeah, and just an incredible season. He believe that's win number 3, was it?
Win number 4.
Win number 4, yeah. So
I think Danny's out of gas.
Yeah, not even enough gas to do a burnout for the champ. That's a little depressing, but
yeah, I mean, we were talking about in the pre-race, not as dominant of a season as we seen last season, but he was there when it counted, and he was good when it counted, and comes up tonight, rips off a 1st and a 2nd place finish to cement his 2nd OSCA championship in a row.
And
I want to say, is that the first back-to-back champion?
I don't know. I believe, I want to say maybe Eckert had done it, but I'm not totally sure. We'll need Vic to confirm that. But we'll do a quick rundown of your grid, and then I would like to grab Mr. Zach Evans for a word. But Danny G is going to win the championship. He's going to be 2nd. Austin Beers, though. Zach Evans will finish 3rd. James Miller 4th. Noah Brown 5th. Patrick Hahey 6th. Dave Carpenter 7th. Matt Hackathorn 8th. Gilberto Javier Gomera 9th. And Ray Bracey will round out the top 10.
Coming home in 11th is going to be Dakota Pignataro. 12th, Neil Rutt. 13th is David Westergreen. 14th, Dylan Thomas. Dustin Dewar comes home in 15th. Dan Staff 16th. Thomas Capuano, he comes home in 17th. Anna Jones 18th. Dallas Myhand 19th. And Adam Peeler rounds out your field with the 20th place finish. So Yep, that's 150 laps of Nashville here tonight. I think we had one caution across the two halves, so
It's official.
One, yeah. Danny G is your champion by 3 points over Mr. James Miller. So congrats to him. We will speak to him shortly. But first, let's get our third place finisher in half number 2, Mr. Zach Evans.
What's that?
Zach.
Yes.
Sign the booth, buddy.
Hi. How's it going?
I'm good, buddy, but I feel like you're even better. We talked earlier, and I know you wanted a good night to end out the season, and I would say a 6th and a 3rd, buddy. That is more than a good run.
Dude, so stoked with how the night went. I really wasn't sure what to expect with tonight. You know, Nashville, especially with the length of the races, can be so tricky. It's so hard to pass. But and in the first stint of the first half, I burned my crap up, man. I put myself in a hole and really had to commit to the undercut, early pitting on everything, and that salvaged a P6 with that. But and in that second half, you know, got tangled up in that incident there on the front stretch, and I'd even talked about with you and some of the other guys before the race. I'm like, if you get that caution right there, about 10 to go, a lot of people are gonna pit and get in the fuel, but they're gonna save the set of tires to get in case we get caution late. And when that happened, I was like, man, I'm pretty sure I just slid the tires. I might as well throw them on, see how many cars I can pass, and hope it stays green. And I would have rather not had the caution, especially since I know Bojo got tangled up in it. But if we had to get one, that was pretty much perfect for my strategy, because then I was able to pit under green and put on the last set of tires and just needed to go green from there, and it did. And man, it was tough there at the end, right? Because you're chasing down those leaders, and 2 of them are championship guys. And on one hand, I didn't want to do anything to reckon either of those guys, but at the same time, a wise man told me earlier this season, we're here to race. So when I got to the back of that 09 truck, I was here to race, and I guess he ran out of fuel there at the end. But you know, he was doing that late apex into the corner. I was like, I lifted with 2 to go coming to the white. I didn't lift with 1 to go. So if I fenced him, it was going to happen. I wasn't lifting. So that's, like I say, I got told earlier this season, we're here to race. So I was here to race, and I got P3 racing.
All right, buddy. Well, I know you probably wish this came at a time where you could continue the momentum, because a good run like tonight, I'm sure you're wanting to go again. Unfortunately, it's the last race of the season. But anybody that you want to thank, shout out for getting you up here.
Obviously, everybody with Binks Designs Racing. Such a fun team this year to work with. And I think we might have picked up that spot in the team standings tonight with how the race went. Certainly, I did the most I could for it, that's for sure. Me fine. Obviously, you guys in the booth, Weekend Woodsmen for sponsoring the series, Vic for running the series, even though I give him crap all the time. Thanks for everybody watching. Thanks for, honestly, this great group of guys that we race with week in and week out here. A lot of fun. Tonight was just a fun race. Lots of hard racing, lots of side-by-side racing. You know, I was racing Ray there hard for a few laps, and Noah, Darren, Patrick Hayhe. I mean, there were a lot of guys that, you know, side by side for lap after lap after lap. And, you know, that's the kind of thing that there's not a lot of leagues where you can have that trust to race with people like that. And we have it here. So, yeah, overall, like you say, good night. Thanks to all those people. And, yeah, it sucks that this is, it seems to always happen that way for me. I think I finished the last time, or maybe not the last time, but one time I got interviewed at Homestead for the finale. I think I got home. It was either here or Vegas for a finale one time. I seem to always wait till the last night to actually drive like I know what I'm doing, and then we'll take 2 months off and I'll forget how to drive again. So who knows? Maybe I'll see you about December 13th.
All right, buddy. Well, Cam, you got anything for him?
Well, I want to say that Rick Corelli truck running a top 5 was really good to see. So hopefully we see the 6 come to race a lot more, because it was really good to see you up there in the top 4 fighting with the top 3. I actually was like, hey, we got Zach Evans kind of come up here to spoil the championship a little bit, because you were running those top 3 down and looking like you were having a shot to win. So
yeah,
it was a great run.
Absolutely. And I do have to shout out, I know I talked about the team already, but Peeler unfortunately got tangled up in that wreck, and he was, I don't know if spotting is the right word, but he was the cheerleader on the pit box telling me I was running those guys down. Oh, you got 2/10 that lap. And the more he was egging me on, the more I knew, all right, I'm gonna get up here and make them sweat a little bit at least. Of course, you talk about this Rick Corelli truck. I have to mention, obviously, Ray designed this at the start of the season, did just such a great job with it. A lot of people have complimented it. It's perfect with the Chevy, the 6. It's beautiful. And yeah, I think we did the old High Plains Drifter proud tonight.
Well, that's all I had.
All right, buddy. Well, we'll let you get back down there and celebrate.
Yeah, go
I'm
talk
sure-
to a winner and a champion. I didn't do shit tonight.
You did. You did. You finished third, and you had a great run, buddy. So we appreciate it. But go celebrate, and we'll talk to you next time.
All right, thank you, man.
That was Zach Evans, P3 in half number 2. And I think because the champ finished second, I think we got to jump to the winner first, right?
Yeah, we'll get Austin Beers up here, and then we can get the championship 4, I guess, probably, if they want to have a word with us tonight.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah, we definitely should.
Oh.
Yeah, you got dragged up here. Austin Beers, Camera Rich up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a camera. I don't know if you guys can incorporate it or.
I don't have that camera on.
Well. Oh!
Hey, I already cussed tonight, dude. Don't worry about it.
No, don't worry.
You know what?
You can cuss in Prime.
After the past 3 races, I think I deserve at least one. Except, the last race, but after New Hampshire, I deserve one.
Well, it was an interesting race for you tonight. Both halves, 5 and half number 1 and 1 half number 2. Acted as a bit of a spoiler for your teammate, but he was having some issues here and there and everywhere. But tell us about your night.
Yeah, the first half I was involved in 3 wrecks that were caused a yellow on a race where we didn't have a yellow, so I was kind of fighting from the back to begin with and somehow got 5th. And then the second race I was just taking my time. I wanted James to win, obviously, but I think teammate racing is stupid. And I told him, like, if I would have been in the position he was in, I wouldn't want him to give me the championship. And I raced him as hard as I raced Danny G because, it's racing. This isn't, you're not supposed to just help your teammate like that, in my opinion. I think that's low, and I don't like doing that. So I was telling him to go. Like, when I got to second, I'm like, James, go. What's going on? Let's go. But then I just kept chasing him down, and I was like, well, I'm going to race you. And we raced, and unfortunate that he didn't win the championship, but congrats to Danny G. He had a great year. But all in all, I don't know how many wins I got this year, but proud of all of them. Obviously, if New Hampshire didn't happen, hopefully I would have been in the championship conversation, but it is what it is. I'll be back next year, hopefully, and we'll see what happens.
I think that was number 6 on the season, if my counting is correct, which it most often has been not on the broadcast. We've discerned that I actually can't do numbers very well.
Not smart.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah, I just work in IT.
Yeah, I feel like I got 6 and it should have been like 10. There's a lot of races where I think I gave something up, or obviously New Hampshire last week, I feel like going into it, once I got the pole, I'm like, man, we're going to be set here. It's going to be a really good day. And then obviously Blake wrecks me, but that should have been 2 in my opinion. But, it is what it is. Just still, I was consistent all year. Didn't make any enemies, I don't think. Maybe Santiago's still a little bit mad at me about last week, but
I had a lot of hats going on there in the last few runs there, or last few laps of that run. Team owner, commentator, and race fan. All the emotions were going off and going in different directions there, so I didn't know how the hell to feel. But it was really cool to watch. I think the 3-wide TV viewers had a really good race tonight to see. I mean, that was honestly one of the best brawls of the season, I think, just with everything coming down to it. But any plans for next season? Are we going to see you come back and any of that?
Oh, you want me back on your team or what?
I do, if you want to come back.
Yeah, I'll come back. Why not?
Only if you want to come back, though. I don't want you back if you don't want to be back.
No, I'm coming back. If you want me back, I'll be back. Honestly, that last little run there, me and James, as we're racing, are talking about how we're giving you like a heart attack as a team owner and how you are in the booth because, how we were racing each other for the for the win with his championship season on the line. So it was pretty funny how we were talking about that as we're like side by side for the lead. But no, that was a really cool battle. Me and Danny G raced side by side for I think felt like 6 laps and never touched, and it was pretty fun.
Well, there you go. Hopefully Austin Beers comes back to TMR. Hot take. First, heard it here first. But, you know, that was just a good race. I mean, it's always cool to watch good racing. I'm a race fan first off and foremost. Before I do anything else, I'm a race fan. So just always great to see good racing, good clean racing without any shenanigans. So I definitely agree with you. The teammate racing stuff is it's not needed. I want to see drivers give 100% no matter who they race for or where they race for, anything like that. Before we let you go, any shout outs you want to give us?
Yeah, obviously thanks to you, Team Extra Rich, everybody on that team. Oh my God, James, Matt, and Tom. It was really fun all season, just working with them and having a good time. You know, we obviously we worked with what's the other team? Redux? Is that the team? We worked with them all year too. Figured I'd throw that one out there, but no, it was really fun racing with Noah. You know, obviously we had our differences. Obviously, congrats to Danny G. I got to thank Hacks Discord, Troy Race Cars, Black Flag Podcast, the Shark Lounge, Fenceland Films, just everybody that, you know, helps us, supports us. It's really fun running this league. It's, you know, relaxes me, maybe infuriates me sometimes on Thursday nights, and it's just really fun just hanging out with my buddies and you know, doing circles. And obviously, thanks to you guys on the broadcast. You guys do a hell of a job. Thanks to Carlos, 3Y TV. And as I say always, thanks to Vic for putting up with us idiots.
Absolutely, yes. Thanks to Vic, first off and foremost, because we are idiots. But
yep.
Thank you, Austin. Good run tonight, and we definitely will be seeing you next season. Sounds like that was confirmed, so.
Yeah, yes, sir. Sounds like a plan.
All right. Say we are going ahead and get our championship 4 up here. We're gonna go in probably reverse order.
Yeah, make it easy. Tom, it's type in the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
Hello.
Hey, buddy. So obviously tonight didn't go the way that you wanted it to. With the situation you had, you kind of had to take a Hail Mary. You took it in half one. You got what you could out of it. And then half number 2, I mean, you had a pretty unfortunate situation there. Hard racing with a teammate. You might have got moved out of the way. Ultimately, though, you end up P4 in the championship 4. I know you were wanting more of it, but we talked all week, and you said that just getting here was a win for you. And I was hoping for you, man. It was cool. Just walk us through your race and what you're feeling going into next season and everything.
Well, the first thing I'm going to say is definitely sucks to have that happen in the second half. I was really excited to race. Austin, as I said, is a great teammate, and he gave me some information that would have really helped me excel in the second half. And to have made a strategy call and get put back behind Dusty Doer again, and then to go into the corner and have him just come down on me like I wasn't even in there. And then to check up, and then James was right there because James is fighting for the championship too. So we're both trying to get what we can, you know, and unfortunately, I got some contact. James had nowhere to go. Nothing James could have done. And that kind of really totally screwed my whole day up. So pretty much after that happened, the day was essentially over. I was fighting about 2 minutes of damage from that point forward in the half too. So, you know, it probably would have ended up pretty good. Might have got P3 ahead of Ray, but you know, didn't happen. But what a great season it was. Really can't thank Cam enough. Can't thank Austin enough. Austin is a really good teammate. So is Hack. So is James. They're all very supportive on the tracks that I excel at, and pretty supportive on the tracks that I don't. You know, they're like, "Come on, Tom, let's get it done. Bring it to the checker. Let's get it all done and get the team points for everybody." So, you know, it is what it is. TMR is officially your your team champions. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a win for all of us. Really bummed that James didn't get the drivers championship, but you know, it is what it is.
All right, buddy. Well, you got most of your shout outs in. Before we let you get any more, Cam, you got anything for him?
Yeah, I just want to say, Tom, I'm very proud of you as your team owner. I picked you to be the first driver on my team of like 20 years ago, it feels like. So really proud to see that you've been able to progress and get up here in the championship 4 and give it a run. So I hope you want to run next year. If you do, you are a TMR driver for life, whether you want to run here or not. You always have a spot. So I'm just really proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. The dirt specialist, you know. But yeah, I'm looking forward to coming back next season. Most likely, probably all of us, TMR, are going to come back again. So, you know, really excited for it. I got to be honest, not excited about the cars. Was really hoping we were going to do ARCA, but, you know, it is what it is. The cars are the cars for next season. So, yeah, I'm pumped. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun to try to do this again. We'll see what we got. Really cool that there's more than one dirt race next year. So maybe we'll go for 4 wins in the season. That would be a lot of fun. But yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Carlos. Thank you, Cam. Thank you, T-Mac, aka my hero. Thank you for everything that you guys have done all season long. It's been a blast. Heading up to Stafford Speedway tomorrow. We got the Casella 80 lap SK race. You can watch it live on Flow Racing. Steven Kopchik will have Keith Rocco in the 22 car. They're going for I think 3 wins in a row. Won't find a fence on camera on that car, but SKM is very supportive to me, so I'm doing my part in supporting him. So yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, you guys. Thank you, Cam, for trusting in me, and I'm really excited for next season.
All right, buddy. Well, we're gonna let you go do what you normally do and show people incidents, or let them tell you what they want to see. Because I know that's what you were doing before. I felt bad for interrupting.
Getting yelled at by Dakota for my early race move.
All right, buddy. Well,
was it worth it? Yeah, of course. I needed spots. That's what I was saying coming across the line. I said, "These are spots, mother effer." I'm like, I'm going for it, and I went for it. But
yeah, I've cussed twice tonight. It's okay.
I was sitting there carving a line, going, "Come on, motherfucker, going for it," and there it was. So you know.
All right, buddy. Well, we're gonna go let you drop some more F-bombs down there and yell at Dakota a little bit more, but
I'm not gonna yell at him. I'm gonna apologize for wrecking.
As you should.
Like a responsible OSCA driver.
All right, buddy. Well, good luck to the start of next season. I'll be out there with you next time, so I'm gonna rub your door.
I can't wait. All
right, that was Thomas Capuano, P4 in the Championship 4.
Hey, did you read the broadcast chat?
I did not. Oh boy!
Dude,
I thought it was a little more calm than that. I was focused on the race. I wasn't looking. I don't know how it was only 1 point, but hey,
we can talk about it later. But let's continue with the drivers.
I believe Cam has Mr. Ray Bracey.
Yes, sir, I do. Ray, this is Cameron Rich in the booth. Got a copy?
I sure do.
Well, what a night for you, and what a season. Probably not the night you wanted, maybe a little bit more, but a 3rd place finish in half number 1, and then some unfortunate contact with the 13 and half number 2. Let's talk about your night real quick. Tell us about your night.
Yeah, I mean, overall it was a lot better than I thought it was going to go. Because I thought, you know, I thought I'd kind of struggle a little bit on this track, but when I got 3rd place in the first race, I was, you know, it was the most disappointing 3rd place I've ever had, because I'm excited to get top 5, obviously, but then 2 cars in front of me, the guys are battling against, so it's just a bummer that like they were so good. I couldn't save the tires enough to catch up to them, but and then the second half I was Running good. Oh, going back to the first half, I did try a 2-tire strategy for the last stint. Y'all saw I came out in front of Gore and James there, and I was like, "That's my only chance, really. I gotta see if I can hold them off, maybe make them make a mistake." And it was a fun little 3-wide battle there. That was probably the all season long. That probably is the most competitive I felt all season. I was like, "Oh yeah, I can compete with these guys if I really wanted to." So that was a good feeling. So third place, that's fine. Second race, man, after all those all those wrecks I dodged, I was looking in the mirror or the relative. I was like checking which names are there. I was like, dang it, they're still there. James and Gore. So it was I knew at that point after that it'd probably mellow out a little bit. So yeah, they just had the better pace than me. I couldn't keep up. But it was fun. That was a good race. I tried the first yellow really made the pit strategy different, so it was kind of awkward fuel wise. But as y'all also saw, none of that mattered for me because I just got punted. So I got friggin' blasted to the wall. He apologized. It's all good. I don't think honestly I had a real shot at that point anyway. So it's delaying. More like just getting the band-aid ripped off at that point. So I was like, I don't even know what position I was. I think I was like 10th or something, maybe even less than that. I don't remember, but yeah, that was I queued up. I was like, what the beep beep beep? It's just I caught myself. There you go. See, I learned. But yeah, the damage I fixed a good bit of it, and didn't seem to affect me after that point. But I was already in the back, and I didn't get any more yellows from that, so I didn't get a chance to repair that or have any other kind of strategy call. So I just took what I was given. I got a top 10 out of it somehow, so it was fun. I think that's kind of been my goal now, is if I can get a top 10 in each race, I can feel pretty happy about it. So yeah, congrats to Danny. I made his paint scheme, so I really love seeing the fact that they do all these graphics and stuff with this champion. And it's like, I made that. That's me. There's my logo too. So congrats to him. And that was a good battle for James. I was like calculating the points at the very end. And I was like, I thought James had it. And then I saw James must have got past in the last like few laps or something. So that was a close battle. I'm sure up there. I didn't see it, but I'll rewatch it at some point. Yeah, it was just, the night basically went about as I expected, if I'm being honest. So I did get a pretty good finish the first half, which is awesome. So can't complain about that. And I think I would have done better in the second half if the early yellow didn't make the pit strategy really weird. So, but yeah, fun race.
Yeah, let's talk about your season as a whole, though. Like I've seen you race in OSCA for the better half of 2-3 seasons now with my involvement, and you've made what I would say is a slow but definitely steady progress towards the front. And your season this year, 9 top 5s and the win.
You can't see it on the tiny thing probably, but this is the schedule, and I keep tracking my progress each week. So it's just a fun way for me to go back and be like, look, it's going better. And like I show my wife and I'm like, look, and she's like, okay, that's great. And then
that's pretty awesome. So what are you looking for next season? Like, how are you looking to continue that progress with the new car and all that coming?
Yeah, it's which car is it again? I forget.
The 2019-ish COT, or not the Gen 6.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. I like that car. I think it'd be fun. It's I'm not quite as experienced as like a lot of these people. I feel like for me, each race car is just a race car. It just feels like another different attributes to it. But they're like, oh, I could feel the I get loose when the 3/4 of the turn here. It's like, okay, I'm just like, it's another race car. I just gotta figure out its quirks and then go from there. So maybe that's what's keeping me from that just below James and Danny level right there. But I think when I last drove those cars, I think they were good. So I'm hoping to get back into Championship 4. I think next season we'll have a lot of road courses. Everybody calls me the road course merchant, even though I've only won one race on the road course here in OSCA at least. So yeah, it's but I do pretty well. I do. I got I got first place at Watkins Glen, and then P18 after I did not hold the brakes and destroyed Zach. My bad. I got P3 in Montreal, and then P13 after some shenanigans. And then another road course. Did we not do another road course before that? I guess not. But yeah, I love road courses, and there's more road courses next season. So much to Austin's chagrin, it'll be awesome for me to get a chance to compete. But
I've always been in the minority myself too. I've always been. I love road courses. Everybody's like, I hate them, but it's okay. But
I just feel like if you drive a race car, like, yeah, ovals are great. I love ovals, but like, don't you want to like try other things too? You know, like
variety. Like a right turn every now and again is not the worst thing in the world. I can promise anyone that.
Yeah, there's only so many differences between like Charlotte and Nashville, where I'm like nitpicking every little detail. But if I'm on a road course, it's a lot more open, a little more. Yeah, there's like a meta to it, like a in game, but it's more fun. It's more free, I guess. I don't know. It just feels like you need both to have a good season. Like Jeff Gordon in those days did. Like they dominate both and you win championships. That's how I see it.
Preaching to the choir here. I love them. But before we let you go here, any shout outs?
Yeah, first I want to shout out my wife, Elisa, who's downstairs, I think, watching the stream. I'm not sure. She might have got bored, turned it off. I don't know. But if you're watching, hey. I love her to death, and she's awesome. I was hoping Pushkin would run in here, but he never did. And I would have showed you up here. But yeah, big thanks to those two. Thanks to what's left of South Shore. It's just me and David tonight. Plemons, I guess, just dropped out after Watkins Glen, but he was a good guy. And then Tate had baby duty today, so he couldn't join us. But yeah, they're a great bunch of people to drive with, and thanks to everybody was great. Not many complaints this season at all. I only queued up to yell twice this season, so that's great. I had a lot of 0x's, which helped get me to this point, which is awesome. Big thanks to Traders. I don't know if you can see that on the thing. This is the beer company that sponsors all of the South Shore cars. This is the badass one or whatever. It's really good. They sent me and some other guys some like a 4-pack of these, and these are delicious. So big thanks to the Traders. Yeah. And so quick shifts. Yeah, I will advertise that as well because I will be making a quick shifts at least for this race. I want to try to get the ones I've missed. I don't remember. Did I do Montreal? I don't think I did, but I'll try to get as many as I did. So shout out to my YouTube channel. Go watch that maybe next week, and you'll see quick shifts for these shenanigans. This was first race was a little bit calmer, but the second race was pretty hectic. So there'll be a lot of fun moments, and I guess I'll be in it because I've cursed out somebody mid-race, so that was fun. Yeah, and big thanks to OSCA and his whole Vic and his organization. Vic and his organization has been really great. I love OSCA. It's a fun league, and I'm only in 2 leagues. I've been a part of a few by now, but like OSCA's got a good system going on, and there might be disagreements every now and then, but overall it's very driver friendly and very, very positive overall. So, and big thanks to you guys, Cam, Ty, Carlos. Am I missing anyone? But all you guys in the booth. You guys would make great episodes of Dick Shifts coming up later as well. So.
Oh no!
Can't wait. Good luck.
No.
Good luck. Hope y'all haven't been doing too bad on that. So we'll see.
Did real bad.
I'm gonna use. I don't think I've said a cuss word all season, so I'm gonna use my quota. I thought you said organized shit there for a sec about being.
I did, but
I
almost said
was
that.
like,
I was trying to say
that's
this.
also true.
I was trying to say organization, but that just slipped out. Maybe this delicious trader's drink got me a little tipsy. I don't know. Terrible.
Just like
Ray, one
just
time,
about organized shit.
I messed up in a broadcast and I accidentally said quick shits. So I'm sorry for that.
Well, that's the Freudian slip that I hope for every now and then. So it worked as intended. So did nothing wrong.
You got it.
Well, great season, P3 in points. Thank you for talking to us, Ray. I'm sure we'll be talking to you much more next season. So, good luck, and yeah, great run tonight.
Thank you, guys. It's been a blast. See y'all next season.
And I gotta say that beer he had looked mighty fine. So
Yeah, I'm a little biased. Trader's gonna be partner of us, but I think also a partner of myself. So I'm excited to get my hands on those beers and not promote alcoholism, kids. I'm gonna bring James Miller up for his second place in the championship interview. James, it's time for the booth, buddy. You got a copy?
I gotcha.
All right, buddy. Well, I mean, you had a pretty good night. I know you just missed a little there. Danny did Danny G things, and then the strategy was a little weird for you there. I know you ran out of gas there at the line, but what else do you think you needed tonight to capture the championship?
I don't know. I mean, I definitely lacked on showing up for practice, which is on me. Probably would have helped a bit. I don't know. I was a bit off on the first heat. Just not really a good long run. Really burnt up the right front. And that last caution, I didn't like it. I didn't like not being able to push. Having to manage something that I couldn't control at that point just sucked. I was trying to do way too many things at once, and yeah, couldn't hold those guys off, and couldn't even save enough fuel myself to make it to the line under power. So, but honestly, I mean, I felt like I did a great two halves, the same as the whole season. It's just when you boil it down to a do or die kind of situation of a race, sometimes it plays out, sometimes it don't. So I'm happy with it.
Yeah, I mean, we looked at your whole season, and you really had a period where you popped off. I mean, the last couple weeks of the season, you were always up front. I mean, you won New Hampshire last week. You were fighting for both halves this week. You took a win in Indianapolis, and then I think you also won one of the halves at Watkins Glen. So I mean, you clearly have been one of the top guys to beat, and I think rolling into next season, if you do come back, I think you're definitely going to be a championship contender easily. So, what's your mindset heading into next season?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, the format, I don't think I have my head wrapped around yet. So, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just gonna race each race and see how it goes. I guess I don't know. I'm too tired for this.
All right, buddy. Well, unless Cam has anything for you, we're gonna let you get some shout outs, and we'll let you get to where you can chill out for the night and not have to think anymore.
I guess Cam's got nothing.
No, I was muted. I said the same thing to Tom, and I just wanted to say I'm proud of you for giving it your all. So I hope to see you back next season. And I know the last time that I was around you in the Cup car, you won the championship, because that would have been 3 wide. So it'll be exciting.
I don't think I won the championship, but it was good speed. No.
Oh.
No, I'm a big runner-up kind of guy.
That's okay. I mean, that's better than most. So
yeah, it's true. I'm not complaining. A lot of great wins this season too. I got 3 last year, 5 this year. So hey, here's to 7, I guess. Hopefully that math works out. But no, it was a good run. Kind of wish I had 1, obviously. I was hoping to even it up on Daniel, but I just got out drove. That's all it is. Beat by speed by both him and Beers. So it is what it is. Just big, huge thanks to you, Cam, all of TMR, to Beers, to Tom, to Hack, for just keeping me in the right headspace every week, helping me out with different strategies and whatnot. Sucks for Tom there early in half two. I didn't realize he had 32 right in front of him. I thought he had clear space, just a little aggressive on my part. Luckily he saved it for my part on not getting any incident points off that, and not a yellow that potentially could have been my fault. So great driving by him. Congrats to Austin on winning. He probably would have had the championship. I don't know. Who knows? It might have been in a wreck this time if he wasn't in a wreck last time. But yeah, I look forward to battling these guys again next season, and hopefully maybe we can actually win one of these things.
Well, yeah, just one more thing. I can confirm that both Tom and Austin said they are returning, so that is a thing.
Getting the band back together. Whole team's back.
Yep.
Got to the Phineas and Ferb scene. All right, buddy. Well, I guess we will let you go back down and hang out with the fellas, and we'll see you next season. Looking forward to competing with you next year. Next year, it's literally in a month and a half.
Well, next season, next year.
Same thing. Tomato.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys for the broadcast, for the announcing, for commentating. Sorry, Cam, if Beers and I had you anxious watching that battle. It was a blast. And thanks to my friends for tuning in, watching me, keeping me going too. So, look forward to watching the rest of this damn Oilers-Panthers game that just went back into overtime, killing me here. But
dude, I am so stressed out.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right, buddy. Well, have a good night. We'll see you next season.
All right, sounds good.
James Miller, runner-up for the championship. And I believe Cam is going to get our two-time champ.
Sure do. Danny G. This is Cam Rich up in the booth. You got a copy?
I got you guys.
No camera?
Well.
Oh, I can if you just give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
Oh.
Your prize for winning the championship is waiting 45 minutes for your interview, so welcome.
Oh, that's it. No, I don't have it even plugged in right now.
Well, either way, let's talk about your night real quick. A first and a second place finish on the night. So that's pretty enigmatic of what you've been doing pretty much all season. Just had a really good season. Tell us about it.
I don't know. I'm kind of lost right now. The first race was, I guess, pretty smooth sailing. Was not expecting it to go green all the way, but it sure did. At one point we ended up 3 wide, me, Bojo, and James. So that was, I'm sure, entertaining for you guys.
It was awesome.
But yeah, just kind of saved my tires, went longer. Didn't realize that the undercut was that powerful. James got me by quite a bit on the first stop, but tire wear kind of prevailed there, thankfully. The second stop, I all right, I'm gonna go one after because I could not have that happen again, being so close to the end of the race. So I went one after. We came out all on top of each other and managed to send it free middle and all the way with the tires. The second half, not so easy. Back in last place, finished all the way up in second. Got stuck in the dirty air, had to avoid people wrecking on more than one occasion. Worry about gas too. That was something. I didn't even have enough gas to do a burnout, so I'm kind of sad about that. But we somehow made it, ran out coming across the line. Managed to coast it all the way back to at least cross it again. And yeah, it was hard fighting the 2 teammates when I was kind of by myself. Not to Noah's fault at all. He was having some difficulties with the truck and the track. He couldn't seem to make a piece of it. And Jake forgot to update iRacing, so down another teammate, and plenty of other commitments. But we made it. We got the second. I don't know. I'm still trying to calm down after that second race.
Yeah, it was super fun to watch up from here in the booth. I mean, having the top 3 in the championship, literally 3 wide at one point, was wild. And then some contact, and I mean, really both races just solid racing. Nashville just always puts on at least solid racing. It doesn't put on bad racing. It's solid to good racing, I think. So, pretty cool that we ended the championship here tonight. What are you looking forward to going into next season? Since we're going to a new car, we're going to one that I haven't raced at all, so you're gonna have to learn another thing. What are you looking for that?
Next season, I'm honestly looking forward to it. I know it's going to be another change. And I remember saying this on my very first interview of this season, that I did not like the fact we were changing into the trucks. It's one I know I've struggled in. I don't know how I'm going to do in the Gen 6, but I've actually been wanting to run it in a league for a while, so at least I got something to look forward to. Had to get some practice, I guess, on that. But there's a lot of road courses, and you all know that kind of plays to my advantage, so definitely going to be trying to seek out what I can there and just, I guess, try and build that momentum back up. It kind of fell off in the second half of the season, so it's a first, second, and second championship. I think that's a solid way to go into next season and build that momentum back up.
I think it'll definitely be really cool to see all the changes, and with each passing OSCA season, we see changes here and there, but for the first time in at least a long time, we do have a back-to-back champion, and that is you. So congratulations, a great season once again. I am glad that I've been able to be friends with you and have our teams run into each other on a weekly basis. It's been pretty cool to see. I did say this to Austin. Being a commentator and a team owner and a race fan is cool, because I'm a race fan above all those things. So even though my drivers are like bouncing off each other and all that, it's still really cool to see. So just a really good season all around, and congratulations on being a 2-time OSCA champion. So before we let you go, any shout outs?
Where do I begin? Everyone at Free Wide, Carlos, you, Ty, thank you guys for being awesome on commentary every single week. And Ty, I guess I'll be seeing you out on track next week. Oh, not next week. Shoot.
I wish it was next week. I wish it was
next season. Liam and Jordan and anyone from back in England watching, I want to thank them. Obviously my team, Noah especially, as we were kind of short-staffed tonight, just me and him. He was awesome. He was keeping me calm, especially in that second race, feeding me everything he could have. I guess all the sponsors, again, Free Wide, they sponsor us. DJM, Nisma Records. It's just so many. I'm gonna leave it at there. But sponsors, friends, family, you guys, thank you, honestly.
Well, thank you for providing us content to put out here, because without race cars, we wouldn't have anything to show. So
we'd all be sad.
Yeah, we'd be sad, and you were the best one of those groups of cartoon race cars we had out in the season. So once again, congratulations. We'll let you go celebrate. You have... Oh, I had to ask you, do you have an alcoholic beverage for tonight?
I certainly do.
Oh, what you got?
I've been kind of going through this case for a while now, but I gotta thank Noah once again. He gave it to me because he didn't like it, but the Hard Arizona. So that's what I'm drinking tonight.
Interesting choice. I haven't tried that myself, but I will definitely give that a go.
We'll let you go. Purple one's the best, just saying.
We'll let you go celebrate with your team. I think they've all gone. So we'll let you go find your team. They're somewhere. They have
I
abandoned
can
you.
drag him back if you want to get Noah here.
Well,
I'm sure
I
he
can,
has plenty of choice words.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Yeah. Well, we will save that for a different broadcast. I think we'll let you go. We'll let you go celebrate with him. And for our sake, I think we're going to go ahead and get off there pretty soon. So let's get him out of there. Ty, that was a great race tonight. Great 2 races. Danny G comes into tonight from he's on the outside looking in and gets it done. So just great night of racing all around.
Absolutely. I mean, what a season. We talked about at the start that this truck was going to shake things up, and it certainly did. I think this was very exciting, and I'm glad I was able to hop up here and do this first season. I know that it was not under the greatest circumstances at first. I was a little sad that I couldn't race, but I think for the betterment of myself, I think it worked out pretty good. I got to have a whole season up here with you and Carlos, and we dropped F-bombs, and we made dick shifts. Yeah, no, I think I just had a great time.
Yeah, I will say for myself, I hope that you share at least half of the same sentiment I do, but I really have enjoyed working with you. It's really been fun. I think we hit it off pretty well. I think it was kind of just like 2 people watching fun racing go, and there was nothing more to that than that. So I am going to miss you in the booth next season, but I am going to enjoy seeing you on the racetrack. So good luck with that. Good luck with the team ownership with Southern Speed Co. I hope I will enjoy the fact that we can battle out on the track, TMR and Southern Speed Co., and that will be really fun to watch. So I think TMR, Redux, and Southern Speed Co. are going to be 3 teams to watch next season. So that's going to be on 3 Wide TV in a couple months. Same time, same place. Any final words for you, Ty?
Appreciate everybody watching this whole season. Check out Quick Shifts, check out Bojo, the work that he does for OSCA. If you're not following OSCA on Twitter, follow OSCA. I think Vic's probably going to be retweeting all the news that's happening. So if you want to see the silly season, be sure to check that out. Thanks, Carlos, for dealing with Cam and I every week and having to deal with the fact that I cussed the last 4 weeks in a row or something like that. Whatever it was a really bad streak. Anything from you, Carlos?
No, it's just another fantastic season. We wrapped up here in OSCA. It's just wonderful racing throughout. I always enjoy my time here in OSCA, and I think tonight was this second half was some of the best racing I have ever seen in any league. So it's a pleasure to work with you guys. I can't wait for next season, and we're gonna finish it off just like we started it, strong.
Yep. Always a little bit sad to end a season because it's like ending a really good book, but we are going to pull out another really good book. Another OSCA season is coming, so that's really exciting. Want to thank all the chatters in our chat tonight. There was a bunch, so thank you all for keeping us engaged and keeping that going on. So long one tonight, but go ahead.
Ty, congratulations on the Broadcasters Championship by 1 point.
Thank you. I did not know it was that close. I would not have been as calm as I was if I had known that was the case. But sure, yeah, no, that was terrifying. I was a lot more calm about it, and it was nothing I should have been calm about. So, but I think for us, that's going to do it for us. So for another 2025 OSCA season, congrats to Danny G on the championship. TMR, your team champions. And for everybody at 3 Wide TV, I'm Ty McIntosh. This has been Cameron Rich and Carlos Acosta. We closed the door on another season, but we hope you'll join us next season when we open the door once again. So from everybody at 3 Wide TV, have a good night. Have a good couple weeks.